It's another day to be alive and to think, what the fuck is going on with the world? Oh, it's questions I always ask all the time. And I get some answers back. And the answers are still like, ah! So today is a very random live I'm doing. And it is an uncensored live today. So there's no moderators, no censoring, no blocks, no mutes, no nothing. And you can ask me any questions that you want. Please feel free to come up on the panel. Please feel free to ask questions in the chat section. JP hasn't started with a question. They've started with a statement saying, God save the king. Save him from what? What do you want to save the king from? Why is a incredibly rich narcissist male the first thing on your mind this morning? You came here talking about a man who you've never even met before. Like, why is he the first thing on your mind, boy? Why is another man the first thing on your mind? Why? Tell us, JP. Hello again, everybody. So yeah. It is just any questions you want to ask me, anything you want to say, come up or ask me in the comment section. I thought about doing this because English people, you know, you're the subject matter of everything that I talk about. And there are a lot of creators that also talk about English people or what it's like living in England. But I'm probably the only one who's doing it very bluntly and has been doing it consistently for about 2 years. And that's why you guys get annoyed. You get so riled up. Fox needs to shut her mouth. Like your voices have got anything to do with how I live my life and like you have the power to make me. Yeah. So somebody is now just typing letters in the comment section. So what Neanderthal is trying to spell out, I don't know. Neanderthal, hi Reality Bites, good to see you. Neanderthal J is not got the ability to actually type things out in a sentence. We're all speaking English here, so I don't know what Neanderthal is doing there. But Reality Bites would like to come to panel today. So we're just connecting. Hi Beth. Hello there, Reality Bites. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you?
I am wonderful, thank you. So this is my question today. I don't know if you know anything about me. My name is Fox. I don't live in the UK or Europe anymore, but I talk a lot about English people. I talk about white narcissism. I talk about British history, things like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. American living in the UK. Mother's English, father's American, so I'm kind of 50-50. So yeah, I thought I'd kind of jump in and I just to premise the fact that I come from the real world. I don't believe in all the nonsense that the world is spouting at the moment.
Okay. What does that mean? Can you tell me a bit more?
Well, basically, I come from the world where people were born as intended. They weren't. There's no frivolity. There's no safe spaces. There's none of this nonsense about genders, and I come from the real world.
So you mean the world that was built like only 400 years ago, not from
Wow.
300,000 years ago?
No, yeah, exactly. I come from the modern world.
So the modern world, yeah, not the
Yeah,
real world.
yeah.
You come from the modern world. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So okay.
Here, call a cat a cat. What I'm saying is
It's not the same. It's not
okay,
the same.
words
A cat is
words
a cat
are
is a
different.
cat,
Yeah,
but this isn't a
words are
cat.
different. But what I'm trying to say is
Okay.
I was interested in your live because I'm kind of the perfect person to say that because I'm American, but I'm living in the UK. I'm kind of parents from two different generational areas. I don't know if this means anything, but I'm just curious about what your intake is. About English people and I'm not defending them because trust me, they wind me the fuck up. But sorry for swearing. But
No, that's okay. I don't
you
mind the
know,
swears. Yeah.
sorry.
How old are you?
Eh,
How old
eh,
are you?
Me, I'm 54.
You're 54. Okay.
Yeah,
Your accent
yeah,
is really interesting because there's only tiny twangs of American, but mostly it is very English. How long have you
yeah.
lived in England for?
Because well, now I'm married now, so I've been living here for, let me see, my daughter's 12, so about 15 years.
15 years. Okay. Do you have an
Yeah, yeah.
impression? Well, I mean, you said you don't particularly like England, but can you tell me what you think
To be,
about the country or,
let me
things that are
let
going
me
on now?
rephrase it. Let me rephrase it. It's not that I don't like English people. It's that the inability to adjust, the inability to say, speak their mind and stand up for themselves, and you have to be careful of what you
Okay.
say to who you say it to, and the sensitivity bullshit
I
is getting out
don't.
of control. Because in
I
England, free
think
speech
that's
doesn't exist.
maybe not. But it does exist, though. Free
No,
speech does
no,
exist, but
not in
it's the
England.
consequences of
Oh
particular
no,
speech that, of course,
I,
is going to be
I,
censored.
yeah, no, I totally agree. But here's the thing: free speech is only free speech when you're allowed to say the things that people don't like. You're allowed to think. In order to think, you have to risk being offensive.
Okay. But do you understand, though, that certain things that people say actually have more than emotional consequence? They have. I'm a black woman,
You-
clearly, and as I say, I've never let anything hold me back. Okay, in terms of
Respect to
racism
that.
or
Respect.
what is
Respect.
deemed as PC or um, abuse, because the way that I was raised from my parents, and actually they didn't give me any knowledge and education about how to, just live. They would just work hard, do school,
Yeah.
and live life,
Yeah.
okay? But that does not
Absolutely.
mean that stuff around me was not happening. My parents still experienced discrimination.
Of
Me and my
course. Of
sisters were
course.
still always held back at school by teachers, and so then my parents would have to come in and say things to the governors like, "Why are you holding back our kids when our kids are very intelligent?"
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we can still ignore things to a certain standard, but we still have to be able to fix certain systems because we're inside the system. So if you ignore everything, it actually hurts everybody. It's not just about, please don't mute, guys, moderators. This is about no mutes, no blocks. It's an uncensored live today. Thank you so much for trying to protect the space. But today it is no mutes, no blocks, no nothing, okay? Thank you, Aston, though, anyway. I appreciate you trying to protect this. Thank you. So, yeah, do you understand what I'm talking about as well?
Oh, 100%. We all have to help each other at the end of the day. And, I generally don't use the race card when I'm having a conversation, but,
Well, you're white.
I'm
You
quite
wouldn't
happy
need to
to.
reuse the race card.
See,
You're white
see.
in a majority white country.
But
So why would you use
unfortunately,
it?
because unfortunately, the way things are turning out in the UK is being white's a bad thing. You're automatically guilty. You're automatically the bad guy. I've never hurt anybody. I
Bad
help
guy in
people
what
on a daily basis
situations?
because
In which
now we're turning
situations are you
into
talking about?
in day-to-day life. Listen, for my job, I help people day to day, every day. I don't care who you are, where you're from, what religion you are. People are people, as far as I'm concerned. But unfortunately, in the UK now, being white is dangerous.
Dangerous how? Like, what's the worst thing that's happening to you guys? Tell us about this
Well, like,
danger.
perfect example, right? Perfect example. When I'm dealing with a member of the public, and I say to them quite innocently, I say, "Excuse me, can I ask you to stand over here, or can I ask you to move away from this area because I'm dealing with something?" And they automatically assume that I'm being racist. So because I'm white, I'm the racist. And when you get
Oh
accused of being
my!
That
Can
racist,
I
sounds
can
so
I can I take
dangerous.
this?
That
Can
sounds
I
so
take this?
dangerous. Oh my God, the
wait a minute.
danger. You must feel it in your
Okay, let me
soul.
explain.
Reality bites because
Let
you
me
asked somebody
explain.
to move out
Let
of the
me
way.
explain.
Reality bites.
Let me
What the
explain.
fuck?
No. Let me explain. See, this is the perfect
Terrifying.
example. This is the perfect example. You pick and choose what I'm saying. Let me finish my statement, and I'll
We
explain what
heard
I
what you
mean by
said.
this.
Go on.
No, you didn't
Go
let me
on.
finish. You didn't let me finish. Now,
Yeah,
as I
go
was saying,
on.
I'll move
Go
out.
on.
I'll ask somebody to step to the side, and I'll say, "Excuse me, can I ask you to step aside if you like? And then they call me a racist. What they don't understand is calling me a racist is putting a target on my back. Because all it takes is one nut
Target for who?
to hear me. If you call me, if
Tell
somebody
me
calls
about
me a
all of
racist,
these.
say you won't let me
Yeah.
finish.
Go
All
on.
I'm saying is, being called racist in today's world is like putting a target on
Yeah.
my back for some crazy person to think, oh, he's a racist, he deserves to die.
Can I get the big screen, please?
Okay.
He
1 minute,
deserves,
Doc
he
Afro.
deserves
I'll
to
bring
be,
you back.
he
Reality
deserves to be
Bites.
punished
What?
of something that's.
Okay. Reality Bites. What events in history or what current events have showed you that is a possible consequence?
I see it on a daily basis at my job. I see it on a daily
Where?
baso.
How?
What do you mean? Okay, so
So
in
you're
England, I
you're
don't know
saying
what
that
it's
you've
like.
seen you're saying that you've seen other people be unalived because of their white race, like white people being
Yeah,
racist.
yes.
Where? Which cases,
Here,
please?
here
Where?
in the UK,
What?
where people
What
get.
cases?
Okay, perfect example, right? This kid, that's Henry Novak kid, yeah, he gets stabbed, right? And because an Asian guy said he was racist, the police believed the guy.
Oh,
The police
Reality
believed the
Bites
guy, and
team.
this
I
poor
want to jump
boy,
all over this.
So
I'm
hold
sorry.
on. So hold on.
stabbed.
So hold on. So
He got stabbed to death.
he was.
He died because
Yeah.
he was accused of being racist. He died.
Okay,
Those
do you
police
actually-
didn't
have you
believe
actually
him
read
because
the
he got called
case?
racist. Yes, I have.
Reality Bites, have you read
I'm
the
a-
case? But you know
Yes,
what?
I have, in
Yesterday and the
detail.
last few
Yeah.
days, I actually had
Yeah.
somebody from inside the court
Yeah.
who was actually there. He was a Polish woman. She was there
Right.
and she told us everything that actually happened from with inside the court. Okay, which
Yeah.
transcripts have you actually read? Like, what press things have you read? The judge's remark. Like, what have you actually read?
The details of the event.
Where? Which resources?
No, we're not talking about the political bias or the
No, we're not talking
ability
about political
to
violence.
hide.
You said you read it,
I have
and
read-
I'm asking where
yeah,
are
I
your
have read it.
sources?
The
Where?
news, the
It's just a simple
information,
question.
social media.
Which
it's all over the
news?
place.
Oh, so you watched it on social media? You didn't
No, as
actually
you said,
go to maybe Sky News
I like what
or
you just-
ITV News
I like-
or BBC
I like
News
what you just
or
did there. That was very good.
judiciary.uk.
You moved the
So
goalpost.
yeah, you went to
ignored the first
Facebook.
time when I said the news. You ignored what I said was when I said the news and social media. But for your click,
No,
you
no,
decided just
that's
to
not what
use
you
the word
said.
social media. That's
That's
exactly
not
what
what
I
you
said. I
said.
said the news and social
And I said,
media.
which news?
You said.
I said,
then
which news?
You said social media. And then you made a big laugh like you were making a point. See, I understand the mentality of the situation. You're understanding. You're trying to prove the fact that I'm the bad guy.
Okay, then you
again,
tell
'cause I'm
me.
white,
You tell me.
And you're the
Then
good
you
guy.
tell me which. Then you tell me which newspapers you read, please.
It's in the news. The news.
Which
It's social
news?
media.
Which?
It's across the country. It's in every news channel. It's
Reality
even in
Bites.
the-
She's asking for a source. Do you know what a source
Okay.
is? That means a news, so we can look it up and read the case ourselves. That's what a source means. Stop saying the news, social media. What
Okay, I'll
specific
explain
news,
small words.
moron?
I'll explain small. Oh, he's got insults. Here we are. You perfectly demonstrated my point.
Well, you pretty much said it
can't
to
do
me
an
anyway.
argument.
You've already said
proved-
some stuff to
you've-
me already.
You've
So reality
proven my
bites,
point.
just relax.
Thank you very
Relax.
much. Thank you.
Reality
I'm
bites,
perfectly
relax.
relaxed. You've proven
You
my
just
point.
need-
Thank you
you
very
just
much.
need-
You had to
we've just
resort
asked you
to
for
name
source.
calling because you
Reality
couldn't have
bites, you're
argument,
very
so you
triggered
resorted
over
to
the word
name calling.
moron.
I'm not
You're
triggered.
very
Moron?
triggered.
I'm not
Yeah.
very
Why are
triggered.
we
It's the
hung
fact
up?
that I'm used to-
Why are we
I'm-
hung
I'm
up?
used-
Why are we
look,
hung up on
I'm
that
used
point?
to. I'm
We've-
used 'cause I made a
guys,
point,
how long
you
have we
proved
just
it.
sat here
You
and
proved
asked
it.
him for
You
just a
proved
source?
that-
We've just
you
asked him
proved
for a
the fact
source,
that
and
you
this
call me
is
a name, and that proves
the
my point.
consequence.
It proves my point. The fact
It
that
don't-
people
no
like
point
me
is being
are
proved,
bad.
sir.
We're the bad guys.
No.
We're the ones getting insulted. We're the ones getting. You just proved it by insulting me. You just literally proved it by calling me a moron that you couldn't have a conversation
I
without having
called
to
you a
argue.
moron.
Yes,
Yes.
you proved my point. Do you not understand how
I
conversations
called
work?
Can you
Word.
move on?
Moron.
Okay,
Because you
please
can't have
stop.
a sort of conversation.
Everybody
I tried to have a
stop.
civilized conversation. I tried to have a
Everybody
civilized
stop.
conversation. You couldn't handle it.
Reality
So you had to go,
bites.
let's call me names.
Reality bites. Can you stop, please? Sorry for everybody because I'm shouting in the microphone. Reality bites. Please stop. Please stop. Reality bites. Reality bites. Please, can you stop?
civilized conversation.
Please,
I
can
said,
you
no.
stop?
So you're gonna have to do
Please,
this. You're gonna
Reality
make George
Bites.
Travers. You're gonna make
Please,
Reggie.
can you
He's the
stop?
bad guy, 'cause
There's
of
no
course,
mutes
he's the
today,
white guy,
unfortunately,
Chelsea.
guys.
He's the
This is
bad
what
guy.
happens. I have to
Oh,
try
yeah,
and
so
shout
this is
over
exactly
these
what happens. You try to
people
shout over me
because
you
he was
dominate
called.
conversation.
Let me
And at the end
explain
of
for
the day,
everybody who's
no,
just
you call me
joined.
a moron, 'cause
Reality
I'm the bad
Bites
guy.
was called
No,
a
but no, at the
moron
end of the
by
day, what
Doc
are you gonna do?
Afro,
You're gonna
and this is the
do
crash
what I'm
out in
saying.
being
Oh, yeah,
called
we
a
use
moron,
racist
like just a
conversations. You can have
moron.
a conversation.
And he's
You
literally
can't.
been
He's not
spouting
my
now for
brother,
about
he's
4 minutes. All I asked
yeah,
him
of course,
was
for
to
4
get a
minutes.
source for
What's you? You're not
the
the
Henry
issue. It's the other guy
Novak
who
case
called me
and
a
what
moron.
he
You call me a
read
moron. You don't
in the
even know
news,
me.
and
How
I
do you know
asked
this?
him,
I said the
what?
news. It's on the news of every
I
channel, every
asked him,
fucking channel.
can you
And
give
gotta
me
say
the
that-
news
but at the end of the
source?
day, you don't
And he's
deserve
still
it.
going,
Don't say
guys. Okay,
it.
should we
Yes,
just
we're
all
still
watch
going.
him
You gotta-
continue?
Yeah. Thank you
Oh,
very
by the way,
much.
he also
You can
told
make
us he was
finish the
54
statement.
years old, by the way, guys.
Yes, I'm
He told me
54
he was
years old.
54 years old. He said that
but
he's
being
lived in the
ageist as
UK
well
for
now.
15 years. He's American English. He said that he doesn't really like the English people, but what I'm understanding
No,
from him
again,
actually
I
is that he
correct
doesn't
myself.
like English
You
people because he thinks that they're too
chosen
woke,
diplomacy.
essentially. And he's also
Yes,
saying
exactly.
that he lives in the real world, which is actually only the world of 400 years ago, not the real world that actually is 300,000 years ago. So he's saying he lives in the modern world, okay? This is
Hey,
what
Fox.
Reality Bites is going on about. So let's try and move on because apparently he's not going to come up with the actual source of where he read the Henry Novak
Every
case. So let's
Can I
move on the
quote
conversation.
channel
Let's
on
go to
TV,
Doc. Let's go to Doc
Every
Afro now,
news channel
please.
on TV.
No, thank you. One thing,
Jesus
there's two
Christ.
things that can trigger him. One thing I will say is, first and foremost,
Resort to also
pronouns
Yes,
that
go
will
there.
trigger him. And number two, I'm just going to quote Chud the Builder
Pronouns
and say,
don't exist.
why are you chimping out?
Pronouns do not exist. It's all make believe.
Dude, do you know what pronouns are? Just out of
They're
curiosity.
non-existent. They don't exist. They're make believe.
Pronouns
So
who
if I were
which
to
were
go-
actually built in the
so
English
people-
language.
people who call them- no,
the
people who call
English
themselves
language,
trans
the
are
one,
fake.
the one and only language that you speak, Reality Bites, as part of English grammar, they also decided that pronouns were part of it. And actually, pronouns don't exist in languages like Arabic, etc., because everybody is just a the. Right, he, she, they, it. That's actually English language. It's actually from Latin language. So pronouns are actually something that your people created. If you didn't want to use pronouns,
Not
then
my
I
people.
obviously suggest that you go and learn some Arabic, learn Turkish, things like that. Then you would maybe feel a bit more comfortable. Yeah.
I'm very comfortable, but because I'm not one of these woke people.
The man who was comfortable, who literally just got crashed
He-
out because you were called a
all right.
moron.
So
See,
we're-
it proves
how
my
would you
point, though,
refer
didn't it? It proves
reality?
my point.
Reality.
The fact
Real
that
quick,
you have to
real
result
quick,
in
real
insults
quick,
to
reality,
prove your point,
reality,
to make
reality.
your argument.
Hey, reality.
Oh, I think Reality Bites has maybe had some kind of issue with the word or some previous experience with that word, because moron is such like a very low level insult word.
All right, Dave.
So, you know, maybe you've got some kind of experience in your past where somebody, maybe a teacher, called you that before at school because maybe your intelligence level was questionable, or maybe your parents said something and they actually like chastised you and they
Reversed
called you
insult.
that way.
Beautiful.
Yeah, maybe that's what happened,
Beautiful.
because like we say, it's such a very small word, but it really set you
Insults
into a crash
prove
out.
my point.
If you live in the UK, I have to actually recommend the
Insults prove my
NHS.
point.
The NHS actually has talking therapy, okay, and it's a really, really good
morning.
service. CBT
I
is
know, it's
there,
good day
so
today,
actually, if any system or service that could actually help you with any sort of unresolved feelings towards certain words, then you know they kind of will help you deal with your emotions
proved
there.
my point.
Doc
Thank
Afro,
you
you
for
got
proving
some
my
more
point.
things you want to say?
Yeah,
Doc
I
Afro?
got some more things I would like to say. Again, as far as Reality Bites is concerned, he doesn't understand what pronouns means. That's like he, him,
Pronouns
she,
are fake.
her. So if I were to say that's his book, his would be a pronoun. Okay, he is a pronoun. Like, oh, he's a good person. He is the pronoun. Secondly, when it comes down to the source, you keep saying the news. We're
Yeah, the
asking,
news.
where
Everybody
in
knows what the news
what
is.
news did you go to? What is the news source? You keep
Okay,
telling
I'll
us
explain.
the news.
I'll explain. So I'll
The
use small
news.
words so you guys can
the
understand.
news. We
Okay.
need to
I
know what
use
the
small
news
words so you
source is,
understand.
which
All
is
right.
the BBC.
Would you like me to use small words so you
reality, you're
understand?
gonna
So one
miss the
minute,
point
Doc
'cause you decided
Afro,
to talk
let
over
Reality
me.
Bites answer. Let him answer.
Would you like?
I'm going to land real quick. I want to
Okay.
land real
Okay.
quick. I
So
want
here.
him to tell me the source, whether it's
All right.
BBC, Reuters, AFP,
No, don't give him
AP,
any more examples.
NBC.
Yeah.
Don't give him any more examples.
Yeah.
Let
Don't give
him
me
give the
examples.
source.
Don't give me examples. I'll explain the source. Okay. So I go into my front room. I turn on the TV, and there's a program called the news. And when you turn it on, there's a person behind the desk usually, and they're saying, "Okay, today in this this happens."
Is he for
So
real?
do you know how the news works?
Oh my God!
Jesus,
You know what news
it's
you're watching? Al
amazing.
Jazeera, Sky News, BBC News, GB News. Oh
Yay! There you
my
go. You got
gosh.
it. You got it. You understand
Oh
now.
my
I thought I had to use
gosh.
small words so you understood.
No, you're using small words and
Jesus.
you don't understand
Oh
still.
my God! Okay,
I
can I
do.
get the
So
big
I go in my front
screen?
room, I turn on my TV, and the news is on. And
Yes,
then I
which
watch the
news?
news.
All the news is
Wow.
different.
on the
Everybody's
This guy's
not
54.
impartial.
The guy speaking
What's
is
on the
54
TV?
years old, by the way. Just to remind everybody, he is
I'm
Oh, we're
54
embarrassed.
being
years
ageist now.
old.
We're being ageist. Oh, ageist
No,
is
I'm
not
Not
now.
58.
ageist. Telling people your age
Wow.
is not being
Wow.
ageist. You told us
You're
you
an
were 54 years old. I am
Wow.
reminding the
So
people
you go on
you
social
are
media and
54.
then you
I'm
go on social
58 and
media
I'm
and you're
embarrassed.
ageist to people.
I'm
Wow,
embarrassed.
that's embarrassing.
I'm
That's
embarrassed. I'm
embarrassing.
58 and I'm embarrassed.
That's embarrassing. You go onto social media and you're ageist to people. I wonder if social media knows that.
Bro, are you from
Oh
Alabama?
my
Please, I've
gosh.
been called the biggest racist on this app, and I am on right wing Twitter. I will be fine by being
How
called
can you wait a minute?
ageist
How
because
can
I
you be
point out your age.
Reality
how
Bites.
can you
Tell me
be
what state
on
you're
right-wing
from.
Twitter
Tell me
when
what
you
state you're
spout
from.
this?
Reality. Tell me what state you're from.
Huh?
What state you
My
from?
hometown, Kansas City.
Yeah. What's your home? Where's your hometown at? What state?
Go
Kansas
click your
City.
heels. Go get
Kansas
some red
City?
shoes and click your
I
heels.
said state, not city.
Kansas. Kansas.
You said Kansas City. What state is Kansas City
Yeah.
in?
Kansas.
No, it's not. Kansas City is in Missouri.
Obviously.
Oh,
But he didn't know that. Obviously.
Oh my
Why did you say
God.
so?
Obviously.
Oh
you
my
didn't-
God.
Obviously.
You hook, line, and sinker.
That's embarrassing for over 50-year-old and
God.
supposed to be being an example to the youngers.
I am an
That is-
example.
No,
of the youngers.
he's
I'm trying to
obviously
get them to
You're
be
not.
stop
You're
being
an
so
embarrassment
sensitive.
to
he's
the
not.
elders.
He's not.
No, to you.
He's not,
You are an
you.
embarrassment to the elders. As somebody that is 58 years old, I'm embarrassed that you don't know your grammar, that you just can't
Listen,
understand
I know my
basic
grammar,
English,
but you don't
and you're
understand the fact
actually
that
going to
at the
sit
end of the
there
day is
and you're going to
at the
say to
end of the
people,
day-
you can't talk over
Yeah?
me. I've got a bigger mouth than you. You're going to
believe it.
sit there and then you're going to say, oh, let me talk slowly so that you will understand. I go to my television, I turn it on, and when I turn it on, there is the news. Are you dumb? You're
What?
talking
You're telling me
slow
your
for.
TV?
Who are you talking
You're
slow
telling me
for?
your TV doesn't do that. Your TV doesn't do that.
No,
Oh, I'm sorry.
no, I
Oh,
go
you
to
don't
my
get the news on your
TV,
TV.
I
I'm
switch
saying it
my
so you can
TV
understand because you
on,
can't
and
overtalk
they
me.
are about 50 different news channels. I
I
might go
know.
to
So
BBC
you have
One
50
News.
choices.
I might
You
go
have
to
50
Sky
choices.
News.
Oh
I
my
might
God,
go
it's
to
too hard
Al
for me to figure
Jazeera.
out.
It all depends on which. You cannot say.
Yeah.
Do you know what your source is? Your source is the TV. Your source is
Yeah.
social media because
Fuck
that's the only
British
And the
source
people.
you
media.
know. You don't exactly
Yeah.
know where you're
Fuck
getting
British
your
people.
information
Fuck British
from.
people. Fuck
And
British
that
people.
what makes
Fuck,
it.
fuck
See,
the
there
You
we
know
go.
UK.
what?
Prove my point.
Hey,
Thank
fuck
you
Those
for
the
proving my
American
UK.
point. Insult
people,
me
you
again.
obviously need to
UK.
be
Hey,
educated.
fuck the UK.
You
Hey,
obviously
fuck the
need to be
UK.
educated.
Fuck the UK.
Because you don't
Hey,
even
fuck
know
the
that
UK.
pronouns is part of your
Fucking
English
you.
language.
Fuck
Or do
y'all.
you just
Fucking
speak
you.
American? Do
Fuck
you learn
y'all.
American grammar? Is
Shut your
American
hoe ass
grammar
up, bitch.
different?
Shut stop the fucking goofy
Oh
ass
my
shit.
God, 50
Stupid
something
British
years
bitch.
old.
Hello.
Anyway, good morning,
Hello.
young lady.
Oh, wait, ma'am.
Good morning.
So
No,
you see what
man, me.
happens when
Don't
I
man me.
This is
don't.
legend.
Okay, Anu, you've got a guest violation warning. Anu, I'm just going to have to remove you for a minute. So if you want to come back up, please do. Just I hope
So
you
much for
guys
no
know
blocks.
what now alive looks like when it's not run by myself. Carnage
Wow.
ensues. So yeah, continue.
Carnage.
Good morning.
Guests
All I
get
wanted to
insulted.
say when I saw you on here is right. Unlike my 50 something, unlike the over 50s, I do not actually watch the news. Right? So I switch
Wow.
on my TV and I avoid all news channels. But when I came across you talking, And I thought, I like her. I like what she's saying. And you
Morning.
actually
Thank you.
encouraged me to go
Sorry
and do
to have
my
a
own
conversation.
research to find out
Morning.
about
I'll
the
be in a
Novak
minute.
case. Thanks to you.
Yeah.
And I really
Thank
appreciate that.
you.
If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have known anything about it. And I still
You're
haven't
welcome.
gone because you know I haven't gone anywhere else to look because when you speak, you're very well balanced. You're
Thank
very
you. I
well
appreciate that.
balanced.
Jenny.
You're very well educated. You're very well spoken. So unlike some people that don't know where their source is, if somebody says to me, "Where is your source?" That young lady Fox on TikTok is my source. She is my source.
Yo,
Thank
can
you,
I ask you a
Auntie
question?
Jenny. And you know,
Can I ask you a
Auntie Jenny, I
question?
actually did bring you up. I brought you up actually yesterday. So we had the same lady who was here, who actually was inside the courtroom. I told her about you. I said that because you were talking about how you took the Eastern European boy and you brought him back into the community and you actually disciplined him. Yeah, I brought that up actually. So I all of my TikTok lives that I do upload them to YouTube. So of course we actually, like I've just said, we had a big conversation with the lady who was inside the courtroom as well, and it was a brilliant conversation. She told us all of the angles, everything that she's seen and heard from the case. And she said that I can post some clips as well on my TikTok, so I will do that as well.
that's
But
good.
yeah, it's been a really,
Yo,
really interesting time, because when you actually are looking into a case such as the Nowak case, the Dikram Vigwa case, we as black and brown people are clearly more educated when it comes to this subject, because we have the ability to read the different sources and actually reference where we read the things
Tell
and the
Sarge
things
I'll
that we
be in
saw,
a minute.
because we're not easily
No, I'll
manipulated,
book on in a minute.
and people are obviously very easily manipulated by
Morning.
the things that they've seen and heard. They're not realizing the things that the government want to do in painting a particular narrative towards yet another white boy who's been unalived. Like, white boys get unalived in the country all of the time. They get unalived around the world all of the time. Why would it be this particular case that would be? And I'm talking about white boys getting unalived by other white boys, because that is the biggest proportion of white unalivement.
Facts.
It is white on white crime. It is white on white crime, which is the problem. So
But
why
why
would
have
they
you been
now
accused of being a
politicize
racist?
the brown?
I'm
Who,
curious
me?
to know. Yeah, why have you been accused of being a racist? I'm curious to know
Yeah,
that.
I get accused every single day, because as soon as you say white, it triggers them. It's like, oh my God, she's racist. If you bring up colour,
Well,
they think you're
I can answer that
racist. If you
question.
talk about white narcissism, you're racist. If you talk about white supremacy,
Wh-
you're racist.
why
If
bring
you
up
talk
colour
about
at
English
all?
people and make things about English people, you're racist. And honestly, if
I
you
was
just
told I'm
talk about them,
sexist.
you're racist. Yeah, they're very
I was told
sensitive
that
to the
I'm
topic of race,
sexist.
because they don't talk about race in the UK, and that's a big problem. They've been able to say all kinds of slurs for us, and I even said this yesterday. They have a slur for every group of people, and I don't use slurs for white people at all. I had somebody up here yesterday saying they have some, and I said I don't even use that. I don't use any derogatory words for English people. I don't. Sometimes I question their level of education, and that's about it. But still, I will
Oh,
always
it's the
get
white
called
devil that
racist, and I
gets
just
to
start
them.
laugh. Oh, they
It's
love
let me-
the white devil.
let me ask you this.
Yeah,
It's the white
let me
devil
ask
that
you
gets
this.
to it. But
Yeah.
Let me
you know
ask you this.
something, right? Because
ask you-
I don't actually have any notification, because I went viral a few years ago unexpectedly, and I didn't like it. I didn't like being in public. So I don't watch any news, and all of my notifications are switched off. But for some reason, you always pop up. Every time I go into
Morning,
TikTok,
Sarge.
there she is. There she is.
Yeah, no,
Even
that's
when
good.
I don't know when I'm
Yeah.
going to come on. I don't know when I'm going to come on. I thought, well, that's my kind of girl. Because when everybody says, oh, Auntie, you need to do a show every day. I said, I'm retired. That's like work. And, I've got a life. You don't want to be like, slave to the clock. So I like the way you did that. Like, when I've got time, I will come on. I don't know when. And I love that. I really,
Yo,
really
is
enjoy it.
this the
You're
same-
You are
On
all of
TikTok, you
our
are a breath of
Auntie
fresh
Jennies
air.
now. You are all of our aunties here. Thank you, Auntie Jenny.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this. I'm from America, right? So, but I heard of this guy named Tony Robbins. I think is he from the UK?
Tommy
he's
Robinson?
A public, he's a motivation
yeah.
speaker.
Okay, so
Motivational speaker! Tommy Robinson
Never
wouldn't
heard
even
him
call
described as
himself a
that.
motivational speaker.
I
He
have
would
never
not
heard
call
him
himself a
described as that.
motivational speaker.
I
Yeah,
can't
he's a
believe
motivational speaker.
Is
Is it a
does he
big?
motivate?
Is it a
Man,
big
if you don't
thing?
shut your American cosplaying ass up, I swear to God, reality bites. Shut your American cosplaying ass up.
I
I've
can't believe
never
that he's a
heard that kind of
motivation
crap
speaker.
before.
I've never heard that before. I like
No,
that. Motivate. I think you
This
best
is
write to him and
this
let
is the
him know
best
that.
one yet.
Yeah.
I think you
yeah.
let him know.
Is it a
I
big
think he'd
thing
enjoy that
going on in the
description.
UK now with like saying like they're blaming Muslims? They're saying like Muslims are taking over the
No,
country.
that's
Muslims
that's
are
not no
They said
no.
the
attacking
same
women.
thing about
Is
Eastern
there?
Reality.
Europeans. They said
That's not
about
what they're
Eastern
saying.
Europeans. They said about Africans. They said about the Caribbeans when we came. Anybody that comes
They're
over,
not
they
saying
say
that.
it about everyone. But if
They
everybody goes home, I mean, look what happened when
it's
all the Eastern European people went
we have
home.
no issue
Who
with
were
Yeah.
picking the
Muslims.
Can
vegetables?
I
Who were picking the
can I just
vegetables?
show
They were
you guys
complaining.
something? I just want to show you guys something. So I've just put into my Google, okay, Tommy Robinson, motivational speaker, 0 entries. We do get a guy called Tony Robbins, though. This guy,
Yeah, the American builder. He's the
this
bodybuilder or
guy,
something, isn't
Tony
he?
Robbins. There's nothing
Yeah, Tony
about
Robbins.
Tommy
Yeah.
Robinson being a motivational speaker.
We
So
don't
which news
listen.
channel
English
did you
people.
get that information from?
So
Reality
English
One
people
on the
Bites.
don't
Like
hate Muslims.
TV.
We don't hate we like
which
illegal immigrants.
source?
The one on
Reality
the
Bites, because
TV.
you're really great at giving references. Reality
Got
Bites,
it
where
from
did
the
you read that,
TV.
please?
And
Where did you
lied
read
about
it?
being
Anyone, I know it.
American.
Where
The
did you
TV.
read that
At the end
Tommy
of the day
Robinson was a
is
motivational
at the end
speaker,
of the day, we
please?
don't hate
Where?
Muslims. English people don't hate Muslims.
Sir,
What
I'm
they do
asking
is
you a
they got no
direct
issue.
question.
Question.
Hello, Reality Bites. Hi. Where did you
Where
read
did you
that
get
Tommy Robinson was a
Robinson
motivational
was a motivational
speaker?
speaker?
Yeah, where? Where?
He went over to his
Where?
TV, he pressed the button, and he came up, and he thought, I feel motivated by that man, so he must be a motivational speaker.
Yeah, so
I
funny.
So
proved my
Okay,
reality,
Mazzy,
respect that
Mazzy,
you guys
bless
had no
you,
reality.
idea this
Mazzy.
GC
You see,
where you
Mazzy,
guys
there's
Don't
no
do
decorum
sarcasm.
on today's live, Mazzy. So I know you're putting your hand up in the comment section, bless you. But it's
Bless
literally
you.
just, if you feel that there's an opportunity to talk, please do pipe up and just say what you got to say.
You know what? This
Yeah,
is just
reality.
this is a
Wherever
shock
you
for
got
me.
that he's
This
a
is.
motivational speaker, you know,
He
sort
is.
of like
He motivates a
you
lot of
must be
people.
one of his followers. He is
No.
a paid
Go on,
Zio.
say it.
He hides PDFs. He is a racist. He is an
Wow.
Islamophobe.
Wow.
And I've looked
Wow.
at your
I don't think
account,
he's not scared
and
of
I can
anybody.
see that you've got racist posts in there as well. So I
Oh,
understand how
racist.
you
You
follow
called me the R word.
Tommy
Oh, now.
Robinson.
Wow.
Yes, because listen to the
Wow.
language that you're using. I am a
I've not
whitey
sworn once.
person, and
I've not
every
sworn once.
single day at the
So
age
call me a
of
racist and put a
60,
target on my
I
back. Yeah.
continue to deconstruct bias and language used. As a 60-year-old, I'm absolutely embarrassed that you walk the earth.
Let me guess. Purple hair,
can I ask
nose
you a
ring.
question,
Yeah.
Reality Bites?
I'm
Real
58.
quick, real
Big up
quick.
the-
I
big
just
up
want to
the
ask
other
you a
50s with
question.
common
I
sense.
just want to
Yeah,
ask you
ask
a
away.
question, Reality Bites. Real
Ask
quick,
away.
real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
A racist moron says what? Hey, Reality
Huh?
Bites. A racist moron says what?
Finish the question. I don't understand the question.
A racist
What?
moron says what?
Why?
Thank you.
I don't. Huh?
Is
I
English
don't-
your
I don't-
first
was that a
language,
joke?
Reality Bites?
Was that a joke? I don't understand.
Is English
A
your first
racist
language?
moron says what?
I don't know any racists.
Oh my word, that says it all.
I don't.
Were you educated in America? Were you
Yeah.
educated in America?
Yeah, I went to high school. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, we're in
shows.
high. All right, here's the thing. You said
shows.
Kansas City. What state is Kansas City in?
Shows.
Missouri, obviously.
Yeah, I
'Cause he
just
told you the
told
answer
that.
earlier.
I just told you that.
Yeah,
So
exactly, yeah.
here's the funny thing here. What's
I
the
went
what's
to-
one
you
of
must
name
know,
the
I went to
baseball
Muskogee
team?
High
Name
School
the
in
base.
Muskogee,
Hey,
Oklahoma.
hey,
I don't
hey,
follow
hey!
sports.
Quickly.
Quickly.
You grew up in Kansas City, right? What are the rivals of the Kansas City Chiefs? What are the
Sorry?
rivals of the Kansas City Chiefs?
I have no idea. I don't follow baseball, that gay sport.
The Kansas City Chiefs
How is
are
baseball-
American football, dumbass.
How is baseball
Slap-
like? Can you explain to us what makes baseball gay? Like, what makes it homosexual
Men slapping other men on the ass.
Do you watch
in
soccer?
baseball?
Do you watch
Yeah, I
soccer?
see.
It shows a
I
lot
see
about
them
his
when
mind. That's what he's
Yeah, do you
do-
watch football reality bites? Are you watching the World
Hell
Cup?
no. No, definitely not.
You're not watching the World Cup. You don't watch rugby.
No, I'm not watching
What
that gay
sports do you
sport.
watch?
No.
Do you watch any sport?
No.
Now,
You don't watch
Definitely not.
any
I
sport
watch-
because
I
you
watch
do you
extreme-
think
I
all
watch
sport is gay?
No, a good chunk of it is, but
Please don't
Which
tell me you're
ones do
about to
you
say
watch?
UFC. Please do not say UFC. Please do
no,
not
I'm not
say
gonna say
UFC
UFC.
because
I'm not gonna definitely
Which
not say
sports
UFC.
do you watch?
Jesus.
What sports
I
do you
watch
watch?
extreme sports. I like snowboarding and
Like-
BMXing and
Oh, you like the man
type of-
sports, the ones that
Aren't
only
they
men,
aren't
real
they
men.
wearing like really tight
Leggings.
outfits? And they're
Yeah,
also
again,
very
what-
coordinated as well. When they're putting their outfits together, they're actually very conscious about the clothing that they're wearing.
Oh,
as
I see
well
what you're trying to
in
do.
those
I see
No,
what
he
you're
doesn't
trying
wear
to do.
pink. He wears salmon. He does not wear
Yeah,
pink.
de-
He's a man. He wears salmon.
Yeah,
I don't wear salmon
yeah.
either. That's gay.
Hello. Can I
Do you
come
know
in?
something, right? As an ex-teacher,
internalized
I have
issues
to
that
ask:
he's
Are
trying
you
to
on the
project.
spectrum?
Yeah, I think again with the moron and the thing
I
about
think
the
you're on the
homosexual
spectrum.
stuff
I'm thinking, are you on the spectrum?
Hello.
I don't know if he's on the spectrum.
Hey, Fox, I
think
got another
maybe
question.
there is
Can I
this-
come in
yeah,
host?
start.
Hey, I got
Right.
another
Come in
question.
host.
Is
Yeah.
Pan-Africanism big in the UK?
Not
Is
really. I
Pan-Afri-
mean, it's
Oh,
it's
please don't
it's
be
a
an
conversation.
Hello.
Yeah, it's a
Hello.
conversation that some people are having. I don't know if it is a big conversation, to be honest. I think it's quite refined to social media.
Hello.
Yeah.
And the
You're
Caribbean.
right, Sarge.
I find it's bigger in the
Can I
Caribbean.
come in? Can I come in?
You're right,
Yeah.
Sarge. No. Sorry, Sarge.
Can I-
I'll be in a minute.
Anyone
I'm
can
on the phone
today
again.
is an unmute or block. Please
Yeah,
just
no.
any
No.
opportunity. Please just
Can I-
speak. There's
can
no
I- can
decorum
I come
today.
in?
I'm
Can I come
on the
in?
phone in a minute.
Just
Well,
ask a
if-
question.
Yeah, no,
Just ask a question.
Let me
I'll
ask
speak to you in a minute.
if
Hello,
white
speak to
people
you in a
can,
minute, Sarge.
if white people can form the European Union, why can't black people form a worldwide African Union?
What's
Oh,
this
that's
thing?
We've got AFCON.
there's a
We've
lot
got
of reasons
AFCON.
for that one, and you
And we
do
got
not
Listen,
Caribbean.
guys,
remember them.
listen, I've got
And
to go to
it
work.
all
I
stems from
appreciate
the
it. This has been
European
fun.
Union
Can I
fucking
come
there.
in?
Hope everybody has a
Can I
good
come in,
day.
host? Can I come in?
We've got CARICOM
You know?
in the West Indies. We have got CARICOM.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen. Do you think the people of color should play for England at this moment? At this moment
No.
in time,
Especially
No, I
now.
don't think
so.
you should.
because you know what's going to happen, innit? When it comes to penalty
Yeah,
kicks.
same thing that happens every time.
Yeah.
Oh, let him try it here.
Remember 5 years ago what happened? You know.
Yeah, nobody forgot that.
Yeah. I don't
You're right,
think.
Sarge.
No is the answer.
I don't think so. I don't think they should play. I think they should play for the whole. I don't know.
You'd be
I don't
surprised.
know.
I think a lot of people will be boycotting it this year, and I don't think they'll
I'm
go
just booking
back.
on now.
Bob, I've got a quick question for reality because I need to go.
Yeah,
I'm
so
a
do
bit
I.
confused why he said that baseball's a gay sport, but he watches BMX racing when it's men bouncing up and down on a bicycle seat.
Wow.
That's a kiddie sport. That's a kiddie sport. Big men riding
Wow.
bicycles.
And the camera angles as well. Hello.
Listen, they are bouncing up and down on them seats like meat on a Saturday night, honey.
Yeah, did you see?
Bouncing
Did you
up and
see though,
down.
Aston? There was that guy's whose shorts who ripped, and they showed it so many times, and they zoomed in on the bicycle shorts. Did you ever see that
in-
clip? I saw that.
in-
Both his cheeks were out.
In them
Thi-
tight little lycra backy
This is-
riders. Yeah, bouncing up and down the BMX, and you know for a fact reality pauses it and zooms in as soon as possible.
No, Shamila, it was a different one. The Arsenal player's pants, shorts came down. I'm talking about the the cyclist, his bicycle shorts actually ripped on the back
No, those
as
are
he was
broken.
riding.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you hear,
No, they're
his
broken.
butt
They don't
about the
was out.
Somalian referee? Did you hear about the
Seems like
Somalian
the
referee?
sports that he likes are big boy
Yes.
sports, not men's sports. He doesn't like sports with real men.
Well,
He likes
I
sports
would just
where
like
the
to
men
say
haven't
it's
grown
been
up
fun.
there. He likes
you guys
big
very much
boys
for that
with
video.
all the sports that he's mentioning, are like the snowboarding is just a skateboard with kids that you're taking the wheels off to use on ice. It's sledding.
Reality
Yeah,
bites-
that's
reality
why you
bites
like
is
Tommy
there.
Rolls
You like a big boy.
motivational speaker.
Yeah, it's big. He just likes big boy sports. You know, the sports that people like him
about
that
the
grow
Somalian
out.
referee. The Somalian
Yeah,
a
the
lot
referee.
fact
of
that he was
sports
not
that
allowed
he's
to. Yeah.
But there's no
Fingers
reason
crossed.
for it. There's no reason to not let him in. You know what I mean?
And there's not team sports. All the sports are
Well, I
same.
mean, we all know the whole
I
thing
think
is a
myself sorted
shambles
now.
already.
Yeah.
Well, I think that by the
yeah.
time they
Guys,
finish, I think
I
that
would just
every
like to say
BLK
it's been
person.
fun. Thank you very much.
Thank you
And
for
I
coming.
hope everybody has a blessed day.
I personally think at this stage now, because I don't watch football either, I just think that any BLK player should get sent back.
Yes,
And I
yes.
just like to see what kind of
Yeah.
competition they would have. Every
Yeah,
BLK
I agree.
player, the same way how you
I
can
think-
put down the knee, just don't
Yeah.
either go there and get sent back or just don't go.
Yeah.
Just don't go.
That's what I
Yeah.
was
And then
saying.
see where football is. You take out all the BLK players, you take out all the brown players, and see what kind of league they've got. Take out everybody of color, everyone of color, and see what's left.
Yeah.
And let them go
Auntie,
and play
did
in
you hear
America.
about?
That's
Did you
what
hear
I-
about the
that's what I
Somalian
was saying.
referee that
That's what I was
couldn't
saying.
enter America?
That's what I'm saying. Should people of color play for England at this moment in time? That's what I'm saying.
I think every
That's what there
BLK
should be a
person
debate about
should
this.
boycott the World Cup, because look what's happening now with all the riots and everything. You know, sort of like the racists are dehumanizing BLK and brown people even further. So if every BLK and brown person stepped down, there wouldn't be a World Cup, and I would advocate for that so much.
Especially
Yeah,
for
me
the
too.
England.
About what,
for the
especially what
England
they were
team.
talking about with Haiti. They were talking about how Haiti is too poor and shouldn't even be there, and the jealousy that's coming out of any sort of African nations that are there. Like, honestly,
I just
the
think
World
they haven't
Cups have got worse,
forgiven
and people are
Haiti.
trying to say that even. You remember the days where Sepp Blatter? We always used to talk about Sepp Blatter all the time. That guy was so corrupt, and now they're saying that he was a lightweight in comparison to. I don't even know the name of the guy now who's actually in charge of FIFA, but. It's not good. It's not good at all.
I personally think that they've got something against Haiti for the uprising years ago in the West Indies. I don't feel
Yeah,
they've
they
got something
hate.
to do for
They
that.
hate that we
They
freed
hate them.
ourselves.
Because they started it. And a
They
lot of
hate we
people don't
freed
realise that.
ourselves.
They started it, and I think they've never forgiven Haiti. And if you look around now, the same thing is happening to Cuba.
Yes.
You know, they're doing the same thing for Cuba. There's all those big chicks off Jamaica.
But I heard something. I heard something that Cuba. When they had a blackout in Jamaica, it was Cuba who had done it because Cuba let the American boat come in, destroyer come in.
I did.
No, Jamaica's letting the boats in.
Jamaica let the American.
Jamaica's
destroyer.
got a big warship there, right there now.
Yeah, U.S. warship, but Cuba black out the island.
Nah,
Because of-
actually, do you know
So
something
you
about
reckon it was Cuba that mashed up the army
send a
base
drone
as
and
well?
block out the island. Yeah,
without Cuba, a lot of people would have got unalived in Jamaica, and there were a lot of people would have been sick in Jamaica.
I don't know
So
why-
when
I
they
don't- I
sent
don't
them all back, I think they were wrong for what they done.
yeah, that's what I said. It was wrong what they did.
It was wrong.
No,
were
but they
wrong.
was under
Yeah.
pressure from Trump, though.
But
They
if
was
you look
under
at the
pressure
allies,
from Trump.
listen,
It's
right?
wrong,
I
it's
come
wrong.
from
They shouldn't do
Barbados,
that.
and
They
my
shouldn't do
my
that,
prime
man.
minister is never going to be under pressure.
Yeah, they should
The
never
day
do
she
that.
goes under pressure and decide to side with Trump, that's the day that I decide, you know what, I can't live there no more.
Yeah, because now,
But you say Andrew Holness is too licky. He loves likes too much.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
now that Cuba sent a drone over, it blacked out the whole of the island.
Because what they fail to realize, the Jamaicans have got America. Look who Cubans got backing them up. Look at all the big powers that Cuba's got. You know, Cuba's got some really good allies.
Yeah,
And I heard that they've got these drones that can go, these drones that, can just like decease themselves and get rid of stuff. And they're only across the water. So
Yeah, they're allies with
and
Russia.
especially after you've had like the hurricane, and then it's hurricane season, and the poor people ain't even recovered yet. They've took all the money, and now you're gonna go and blast them off again.
Yeah.
It's just not right.
It's wrong. It's wrong, man. It's very
And you'll
wrong.
find that when it comes to countries and islands like this, you will find that you wait till that Andrew Holness retires, right? And look how big he's going to be and look how he's going to travel because he's already filled his pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100.
Pockets already full. You don't have to live
sell
there.
out the
Because
country,
I didn't
man.
know. I didn't know until when I see a report that it was Cuba sent a drone over after the American destroyer left, and they blacked out the island.
Because I watched
Is
Marvin, the
are
little
anyone
something.
here
And destroy- and
religious or
destroy,
spiritual? Is anyone here
I would
religious or
say I'm
spiritual?
religious. I was a
Yes,
Sunday school
why?
teacher.
I'm more
Yeah.
spiritual than
Because
religious.
because the reason why I
Muslim.
ask is because this has kind of turned into a little bit of a black conversation on a surface level, right? It's a black conversation, and so my question is, if do you believe that there is some kind of higher power regarding this, as to why there are still some kind of not conflicts but issues in the Caribbean in regards to this? Because the way where I come from, right, is we're seeing just a lot of white crash out. Right. And for me, I believe that's because the universe has said these people are not compatible. They've had more than enough time to integrate with the rest of the world, and they are just not doing it. Like white people are just not doing it.
No, it's the
They're
ancestors.
not doing it.
It's the
So
ancestors.
yeah.
I would go off
Which
and
would you mean
say
the ancestors?
Our ancestors are still.
I'll go as
It's
far
our
as to say
ancestors.
yeah. So
Our
I'll go
Ancestors are what?
yeah.
Our
So
ancestors in the past.
yeah. So
Are doing
just
what?
real quick,
Are doing
like
what?
and
Let me just hear what Leighton's got to say, and I'll bring you in, Dr.
It's our
Craig. Just
ancestors in the
Leighton, what?
past. It's our ancestors in the past are doing it. No, they're
Doing
still
what?
they're still there. They're what do you call it? Spiritual
Happens in the
force.
physical has to happen in the spiritual
force.
first.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah.
It's a
But what do you
spiritual
mean?
force.
Do you mean that it's our ancestors that are causing the white crash out?
yes.
Yes.
In the
I just think
spiritual
it's,
realm,
Here
yeah.
for
I
it.
just think it's
Yeah.
always been a spiritual
yes.
battle. I think everything's been a spiritual battle.
And that's what's going on.
And I think that if you're grown up, once you've grown up as a BOK person, you can feel the spiritual battle. I think from the time
Yes.
that you get pushed out the womb into a
Yes.
YT place, you can feel the spiritual battle. So when it
Yeah.
comes to
Does
certain
anyone
things,
get?
Auntie,
Because I
100%
get.
auntie.
The thing is, right, guys, is that I get a lot of intuitive messages and a lot of spiritual messages. I know that if you're spiritually inclined, especially women, you can feel the time speeding up as well, right? Like time is feeling
Yes,
incredibly
I
fast,
feel
which is
that as
also
well,
Time
man.
you
speeds
feel it,
up,
right?
but-
It is so fast. So now you're feeling the crash out because they're not able to stabilize themselves on an earthly plane. That was what's also making the crash out. The messages I also receive is that we have to just hold our frequency. We have to just let whatever happens happen, because there is going to be light at the end. Like, it might feel right now that it is so devastating and you think, oh my God, things feel worse than ever. But the messages I always keep getting is just don't worry. Don't worry, like ride the wave. We're just in the middle of a tsunami right now, and it is just kind of like keep going, keep going.
You see what's happening in the Middle East. Everything will go back to how it was in the beginning. Everything is going back to how it was in the beginning.
Leighton, let me just jump some history to them, because I feel like
And those people who were there were the Somalians, the you know those people in
Sudanese,
East Africa,
Ethiopians.
those people were there. So it is going back to the beginning. So those people get back, and we go back to Africa.
You know what I
like that you said that, Leighton, because here what now?
We're going back to the
Because
beginning.
because as you said, it goes back to the beginning now. Let me just drop some knowledge on the Brits. Because when the Brits came to the Caribbean, if you didn't know, we didn't want to be slaves. We revolted. Now there's I forgot which Maroon War it was. And I honestly believe that the movie 300 was based on this. Because there was 300 Maroons that went against 1,000 British soldiers, and you could not handle us.
Do you know where it was supposed to be based? It's based in during the Ottoman Empire, right? Because Sparta, or the area, is actually like in modern day Turkey, I think, at that time, which was dark skin and black. Is that right? Am I understanding that? I think so. Yes.
Yeah. But those were the
it was the Moors.
Those were the Somalians. Those people.
Yeah.
Europe was originally BLK people. So it's
Michigan Beer says I'm wrong.
Michigan
Beer, what am I wrong about? Can you correct me if you think Michigan Beer in the chat? If you think I'm wrong, tell me that. Moors didn't exist for thousands of years. When?
That's why the white
Well,
population.
I was actually wrong. I didn't mean to say the Moors. I was meant to say the Maroons. It was 300 Maroons that went up against 300. That went against 1,000 British. And when you finally did manage to get us. You tricked us by saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to sign a treaty," but then you sent us to Nova Scotia in Canada. You thought that was gonna damage us. because because it's got
Michigan
cold
beer,
weather.
if you don't think we understand, then just correct us. You don't understand basic historical timelines. I just asked you to correct us. I said, what's wrong? Why are you so upset? Why are you so defensive? Michigan beer, just correct us. We're not sensitive like you.
Well,
Carry on,
Michigan,
chaps.
Michigan, just to make you happy, the Spartans wasn't around the Ottoman Empire time, okay? The Spartans was way before, if that makes you happy. Yeah? But anyway, as I said, the movie 300 was blatantly based on that because you don't ever hear anything in history. Yeah? There was 300 Maroons. Type it up and look for it, Michigan. 300 Maroons went up against a 1,000 British troops.
NATO. We're not apes. They're apes. They come from apes.
100.
Because
if you shave an ape, it looks like them. We don't have
they're
thin
the
lips.
ape, you know that.
Do you know something, right? Growing, can I just say something?
We
Growing
don't come
up,
from apes.
right?
We come from the star. We come from the star.
I was actually born in the UK, right?
So,
and I was educated and then I went to Barbados, and then I came back, and I thought to myself, oh my gosh, because you know when you hear about England, I thought they're so uneducated. They have got no etiquette. They've got no class. And you know, the longer it goes on, I just sit back and I'm watching society go along, and I'm watching the BLK people showing now, they're not hiding their education. They're not hiding their brain. They're not hiding their worth. You know why? Because they're beginning to realize, like the person said, all the trickery, that we're not dumb, we're not uneducated. That is the actual people because we're honest people. The people that were dishonest, they're the ones that were dumb and everything like that. So now that's where you suddenly get islands like in the Caribbean that now are independent. They don't want to be more than independent. They want to be a republic. Then they want to come out the Commonwealth. Now they've got CARICOM. Now the Africans are going to unite. And who are the white tea people going to unite with? Because they always quick to tell people, go home. They threatened the Eastern Europeans, and they said to the Eastern Europeans, go home. And they went home. They were stuck. No one to do the fields. No one, what we're going to do with our vegetables, what we're going to do with this. Now, BLK, because what they don't realize, a lot of BLK people, they're only here for a moment, then they go back home.
Yeah.
They're only here for a moment, they go back home.
Let me say two things
Because
right
my
quick.
son, my grandchildren, because I've got dual nationality, they know I'm going. And they want to go too. So when it's going to come to the point, and I'm just waiting, where every BLK and brown person is going to go home, and then
system will crash.
I just need to highlight again in the comment section, guys. Michigan Beer says, we don't have to unite with anyone. We control your entire race. Imagine what kind of delusion they have to think to actually believe that.
Sometimes they're more brown. If you look at their DNA, they're more brown than the brown people. They're just as brown.
What kind of control of an entire race do these people think that they actually have? Like, what do they think that they actually have?
I'm going to say one more thing, host, and that NATO agrees with me. The Indian, the Chinese, the whitey, they all come from ape. Nomads.
Rhesus monkey gene.
Yeah, Neanderthals.
Do you know what was funny? The other day, I said I like to bring up the Neanderthal, and there was a girl who couldn't even say Neanderthal. She said, "What?
I'm going to bring up a picture. Hold on.
She said, she was horrified. She said, what did you call us? Neanderthals? For those guys who were there, if you remember, the way she was mortified that I called, and I got closer to the microphone so she could hear me say it, Neanderthal. That's it. That's your people.
Bear, he needs to go and get, when you go and get the DNA tracing to see where you come from. I think Michigan Bear is one of those people that needs to go and get that done to see what his DNA is made up of. Because he'd never open his mouth again as a YT person if he wouldn't have had his cells checked out. Go and get your blood work done, mate. Go and get your DNA checked.
Two things right quick. Let me say two things right quick.
I'm just going to put it on a big screen. Put it on a big screen.
Hey, let me say two things right quick. All right?
You see, there you are. There you are, host. There you are. Neanderthal world.
Stop it.
Yeah. Because all you need to do is look at that picture of evolution. They never put a black man at the beginning of or the end of it, did they? It always started with the monkey, and it always ended up with the white man. It always ended up with them. They never put us in the graphics.
What happened millions of years ago? They stole our woman, and the woman mated with them. That's how they get that long hair. See,
Yep.
Yo, let me say
Yeah,
this
all
right
of the
quick.
diseases, things like
Yeah.
what was it
Yeah.
like? I can't remember the names of the diseases, but it was to do with
Typhoid.
the fact that they typhoid, yeah, and so many others is because
Prove
they
it,
were
Michigan Bear.
copulating with
Prove
animals.
your DNA.
Does anyone remember this? Right, it was probably in 2006, 2007, where they were getting really excited on English TV about showing bestiality, and they were actually having documentaries. I remember,
Yeah, I
watching
remember
a
that. I
Channel
remember that.
4 documentary, and they were like the white Americans and
But
British,
anyway,
they were
first,
like,
I'm gonna
yeah,
drop
so
down.
we got
I'm gonna drop
I
down
got a
Louisiana
horse for
anyway.
my wife because the
Have a good
horse
day.
can satisfy my wife better. I got a dog for the family, but my wife spends more time with the dog than she does with me. I remember this, and I was so shocked and disgusted by this TV show. My mum came in my room and she was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I said, "Mum, I'm watching this stuff on Channel 4. Look at what Channel 4 is telling us about these white people. That they got relationships with animals. What the fuck?" Guys, let me see if I can find the name of it, but it was on Channel 4. It was horrible.
Do you know something that he
Channel
just
4.
said? He just said pretty much all diseases come from Africa and Asia. Would you know
They
something, right? Pretty much all the medicines come from Africa and Asia. That's what you need to think about. And that's why I refuse to let people package my heritage and send it back to me. All the herbs, all the medication, they want to give you tablets when all you got to do is eat some grapefruit for high blood pressure. But no, you have to stay on this, you have to stay on that. And then you got the cheek to say pretty much all diseases come from.
No. So
let me read this. I'm going to read you this
diseases.
thing, guys, because I found it, right? So this article is more than 21 years old. We're going back, right? We're going back. I don't know if I'll get a violation, but let's see what happens.
The beginning of the millennium.
Yeah, so watch this there, okay? So Watchdog cleared it. Channel 4 has escaped censure over a documentary on bestiality despite 75 complaints. Just 75 complaints, guys. 75 complaints. There was thousands of complaints when they didn't want diversity to perform a BLM dance routine on television. If you guys remember that, I was like one of the most complained things ever, right?
Yeah.
But there was only 75 complaints about them not actually having copulation with animals. So it said Animal Passions, which featured a man who admitted having sex with his pony and a woman who had sex with a dog, attracted 75 complaints, with some viewers claiming it as normalized bestiality and could lead to emulation. Like this will stop these people. It would never stop them. But I remember watching it and just thinking, oh my freaking God, what's wrong with these people? Why
I
are
just
they
want
like
to
this?
point. I just want to point out real quick.
Can I just make a point to
Give me a second. Let me just say this,
man's
please.
best
Hold
friend.
on.
That's
Hold
their
on.
best
Hold
friend.
on. Hold on. Nate, hold on.
Yeah, can I make a point to Michigan Bear, please? I'm trying to educate him in the comments, but sort of like he's just not listening. So yeah, we all do descend from Africa, and if people started moving, then the ice cap started melting. It separated countries. That's why England is an island on its own, and then sort of like we became fairer skinned because of the environment that we live in. And
Genetic
if you go
mutation.
into look, exactly.
Genetic mutation. 8,000 years, only white people are. Humanity goes back 300,000 years old to Africa. White people themselves are 8,000 years old as a genetic mutation.
Thank you.
So Michigan Beer, you don't own anyone. We own you. We own you. You white people are so obsessed with black people. You come into our countries. You steal our resources. You steal our cultures. You cannot survive without us. This is the whole point. You cannot survive without us because every time we separate again, guess what? Your obsessed asses follow us. And look at you, Michigan Beer. You're literally in a black comment section now and a black panel right now, Michigan Beer. You are the ones that are attached to us.
That's
how it works.
I also just make this other fact to him, because he says that, sort of like Africa sort of like made all the diseases and everything for the rest of the world. Shall we, while we're here, shall we thank the BLK Muslim people that actually introduced sanitary, public bathing, sewage systems, because without them, we'd still be slinging shit outside the windows. We will be suffering every disease under the sun. That it was actually the YT person that sort of like with their invasions took the diseases around the world. So, so I'd like Michigan to really go back to the beginning of history and educate himself.
Yeah, he's not able to do this, but what we'll also bring up is my favourite event in white history. Okay, let's bring up my favourite event, because we know that they are just Neanderthals that didn't know how to clean themselves. White people.
We're not going to talk about the bubonic plague.
You had an event called the Great Stink. You literally had an event in England, in London, called the Great Stink.
Nastiness.
We never had events like that. You did. The Great Stink was an event in central London during July and August 1858, in which the hot weather exacerbated the smell of untreated human waste and industrial effluent that was present on the banks of the River Thames. The problem was mounting for some years. So, as Mazzy has just mentioned, it was literally because you nasty, nasty, dirty people were throwing all of your shit and your piss and all of your waste into the River Thames. And you didn't have any idea of actually how to be sanitary. We didn't have things like this in the whole entire continent of Africa, or even through to the Asias or India. We never had smelly things like this. We were never suffering and wallowing in our own filth. That was you people.
But Fox, did you know that there's certain places in London that they can't dig up because of that?
Tell me more. What happened?
Yeah, there's certain places that they can't dig up because of that, because if they do, they're gonna erupt all the diseases again, because they just built over it. They didn't do nothing but build over it.
Really?
That's all
I didn't
they
know
did.
that. Did you know that they also had a phrase? So someone actually brought this up to us in the comment section, and he said, yeah, there's piss poor, there's dirt poor. These are things to do with the Industrial Revolution. But they actually used to have a chant as well. So when they threw all their nastiness out of the window, they used to shout, Gardiloo! That's what they used to shout. So you knew, don't be underneath that window.
Oh, yes,
when you're actually gonna, don't stay under that window, because all of their nasty will fall on your head.
And let's not forget about the Black Plague.
Let me ask y'all this though. Let me ask y'all this.
Yes.
Would y'all liken them to a parasite?
Oh, yes. Hell yes.
Because they're attached to us.
That's too kind.
Because they are attached to us. Yes.
Leeches.
Yeah.
They go around leeching resources, then have the cheek to tell you to go back home. But when you actually check their history, they're not even from the UK. They invaded the UK just like they invaded everywhere else.
So the next question is then, can we as Black melanated people envision a world where they're not there?
I always have done. I moved out of the UK and Europe 5 years ago. They don't exist to me.
I'm so jealous right now.
So, thingy in the chat, again, this fool doesn't know anything. He said, where did the Black Plague come from? Guess what, bitch? It didn't come from us. It came from China. It's thought to have originated from China, 1334, and spread to Europe. This is what happens when you come in the comment section. You think we don't fact check shit. It goes to you. You lose again. You lose again, Michigan beer. Stop talking, because honestly, we will cook you every single goddamn time.
Exactly. It just goes to show that racist people are just dumb and they don't know their history. Because for all these years, they've been thinking they're great just because they robbed and thief from people. But that doesn't mean
Dev
you're great.
says God is watching my behavior. God actually is the person, or not the person, the entity that put me into this position and keeps saying, go on, Fox, actually. So God is very proud of me. God is very proud of my energy, of my confidence, of my tenacity, the fact that I get challenged every single day. God is always with me and giving me a pat on the back all of the time. I wake up with God's love around me. And this is coming from someone who was atheist for over 40 years. Let me tell you, I was atheist for over 40 years, and God came into my life, terrified the fuck out of me. I spent the first year crying my eyes out, being like, what the fuck? And this is what God has asked me to do and other black people to do. Once we refind our power again as kings and queens, we are not going to be silenced by irrelevant little bitches like you, Deb.
Hey, I love it. I love it.
You know what's crazy, Fox, as well? You see, earlier on you touched on bestiality. They deemed us as subhuman. Why would you grape something that you deem as subhuman? Yeah. And you have the audacity 400 years later to call us monkeys.
Why would you deem somebody less than human and let them take care of your children? Like during slavery, black women used to suckle their children.
Used to breastfeed their children.
Black wet nurses. How dare you?
But then you want to say, well,
I am
that's
telling
a good
everybody,
point,
right?
You know? Everybody, a good point.
I'm inviting, just so everybody knows, okay? I'm inviting everybody up onto the panel today. Everybody, white people. I'm clicking your names a million times, white people. None of the white people want to come up. Why? Why none of the white people want to come up on the panel with us? Mazzy is here holding it down. Mazzy's still here, her girl. Mazzy is still here. Hey. We had Reality Bites, who was down here. Michigan Beer, click that box up here. Click it up here. I can't invite you. It's not coming up with the thingy. So just click it. Michigan Beer, come up onto the panel. You're more than welcome to come up here. Like I said, I'm inviting people, but white people, you're not coming up. Why?
Because they ain't got no background. That's why they can only hide behind the screen and type behind the keyboard.
They don't have the testicle fortitude. But you know what's crazy as well? What you see happening in Ireland right now, it really speaks to them. So by their logic, they're reacting to one incident, of one person. By their logic, we should be walking around armed and head topping everyone. But we don't do that. We tolerate you. Yeah. We call ourselves American. We call ourselves British. You know how much forgiveness that is for me to call myself a Brit? You know how much forgiveness and tolerance I'm having?
I don't even say that.
That is wild.
If everybody always asks me, I say my dad's Nigerian, my mum's Grenadian, and I was born in Britain. That's literally the end of it. For me, that's literally what I say. I have to do the whole spiel, but it's annoying. The country that I live in, and annoying's not the word. I even have lessons, right, in the local language, and I say it's frustrating for me because even when you do the translation of where you're from, it says I am English. There's not really a translation that says I'm British. It is the England word, right, that frustrates me. So I have to, and so of course I can't speak in the local language to give them the whole spiel of like, my dad's Nigerian and my mum's Grenadian and I was born in Britain. I just have to say I'm English, and then I then have my tirade in English saying, but I'm not English. Africa debunked. By the way, today, Africa, you won't get told off by me today because it's no mutes, no blocks, literally just talk. There's no rules today.
I was just going to say, like, it's
maybe we need to drop those titles. Maybe we need to drop those titles. Drop the American title, drop the British title, drop all the titles and just come together as one family.
That's not what we're supposed to do, yeah.
I agree. I think in terms of my national identity, that's not something I take great pride in. If you ask me, there's many things that come. My ethnic identity comes before that. My racial identity comes before that. I'm even more proud, to be fair, even my local identity, I'm more proud of South London than I am of my British, being British. But
do you know what, Africa, now that you're here, sorry, carry on, because I've got a question, because Dark Knight was asking about Pan-Africanism, and you obviously know a lot about that.
Okay.
But carry on, say your point, and then Dark Knight can ask you some questions.
It was just hilarious how people tried to blame bubonic. The bubonic plague hardly affected like Africa. Like Black Africa, like the bubonic plague wasn't unaliving us. It was you guys who were living amongst rats, and the rats were spreading fleas. That wasn't us. Yeah, people need to get, and like whenever people talk about like about hygiene, I always remind people that, hey man, you can say what you want about any African society, any Caribbean society. Nobody had to tell our ancestors to not shit in the River Thames and drink it. with all due respect, nobody like my ancestors have known for tens of thousands of years that you don't poop
Yeah.
in your drinking supply.
But Africa, do they know
Don't
that,
shit.
the term swimming baths, or better yet, swimming baths, were invented by black African Moors?
Yeah,
We
no,
taught
yeah,
them
because
how
like,
to wash.
yeah.
What is this?
In terms
These
of-
idiots in the comment section, right? There's somebody in the comment section who's saying, people like you should be ... And I'm like, bitch, just say what you want to say. And the next one, he says, your kind has no ability to leave Africa, so you didn't spread it. Like, most of you guys here are in Britain. What the hell is he talking about? What is he talking? These people are so...
We had no. It's because we knew how to. It's because we weren't. No, it's not because we didn't leave Africa. We've been outside. We've been outside of Africa for thousands of years. The reason
Thousands
why
of years.
is because we knew. Yeah, it's because we knew that rats were disgusting, flea-infested rodents. It's because we knew that you don't poop in your water supply. That's why. Like, with all due respect, like you guys had that we had cholera outbreaks well into the Victorian era. This was like 150 years ago. Like, guys,
Yeah, not
like,
that long ago.
In terms
They still have rats
this is-
running around
this-
the country now. There's rats everywhere.
Man.
Go to any train station, you'll see your rats running amok in the streets. Look, even Gordon Ramsay's restaurant had rats running in the other day. And they
And
had
in your
dogs
subways.
pooping in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Pooping where you eat. Still, your animals are doing all
Like,
that.
I will never take any lectures from British people about civilization. 150 years ago, you were pooping in the River Thames and drinking it, and you had several cholera outbreaks because of it. Get out of here. My ancestors, they were in the village, whether you called them a mud hut, they knew not to poop in their water supply. Get out of here about civilization.
You know,
Dark Knight,
Even if
do you
you
want
go
to
to the
ask the
most-
question to Africa? Dark Knight, do you want to ask about Pan-Africanism?
I was just curious because I live in the United States, so I was just curious. Was Pan-Africanism something that Black people outside of the United States were having?
Yeah.
About I mean, because like if as vicious as European history is and how vicious they are towards each other, they did still form a European Union. So I just think that we need to maybe form an African Union where we sit down at the table amongst one another and strategize on how to get some power.
My battery's about to die, but we have an African Union, but it's a compromised institution. It needs to be torn down and rebuilt. But in terms of Pan-Africanism outside of America, yeah, we see Pan-Africanism. I think even in the UK, we see Pan-Africanism every day. We've seen a lot of in terms of the UK. I don't know if you know, but the UK, we used to have a lot of tensions between the African and the Caribbean community. In the last 25 years, there's been significant progress. There's been significant unity, more so than I've ever seen in my lifetime. These things can happen, and even I know the South Africans have gone crazy, but like part of what broke South Africa, and the apartheid regime was the rest of the African continent embargoing the apartheid regime. Even the Liberian War, part of what stopped the Liberian War was a West African coalition.
What? The whole world stood up for South Africa. Everybody stood up for South Africa.
No. The UK did not. Thatcher was definitely on the.
Margaret Thatcher deemed the ANC and even Nkosi Sikoleli Africa, the national anthem, she deemed that as a communist song, and she deemed them as being communist and as being terrorists. That was Margaret
called the Iron Lady for nothing,
Definitely.
Well, the thing about South Africa though is that they, to my understanding, they had this like truth and man. They should have just kicked them out, man. Like
the truth and reconciliation.
They should have just like we really, you know what I'm saying? Like until we as a people can envision a world where they are not there at all, we're not gonna be free because like these people are parasites, man, and like we have to.
This is why we have to trust our ancestors, like you guys said earlier about them actually making sure that the whites crash out, and that so they can actually sever their ties from us, that we can actually continue to be prosperous because we are prosperous people. We always have been. That's never gone away. It is all about us now finding our confidence again for the people that forgot who we were, right? It's all about that. And regardless of what kind of adversity we face, also know that there's, of course, the new generation of black youths coming through, people like all of us here in our 40s, and everyone else who is younger, who is understanding the things that we're supposed to do and say for the motherland. And like I've said many times on here, is that those of us who have the knowledge, it is up to us as well to awaken our brothers and sisters who are still in the motherland. That is very, very important. So we need to always focus on solutions, identify the problem, but focus on solution. I've said this week that I'm starting my Black Empowerment lives, having more conversation. It's always interesting, actually, that a lot of my lives do end up being Black panels, even though I do say, like, especially conversations like this, it is just everyone can say something. This is random. There's no subject, no topic here, obviously, but it ends up being about Black people and the things that we need to do and the places that we need to go and shit like that. So I love it. I honestly love it. But in the comment section, that bloody idiot, I can't remember his name, someone irrelevant, has said, about poo, cow poo in Africa. You know, always come with the facts, man. Oh, hold on. Come with the facts.
Why don't you come up, man?
Come with the facts. He's a little bitch. That's why he won't. Netherlands is a European country using cow manure to make houses, demonstrated by the 2U. And also, I did a TikTok live last year about houses, mud houses in the UK. And also there's an economical project that's actually been running in the UK that they're actually starting to make houses out of mud and poop for £12,000 in the UK. If I can find it, I will. But look at this. House made of mud, straw and hemp on sale for 600,000. Guys, Europeans
Michigan
are still using mud houses. Yeah.
What have you got
They
to say,
always do
Michigan?
it. Everything these people say, I will say, duh. This is exactly what's already happening around your people. With your people. Stop projecting. But I can find the economical houses. No, and I said, would you not prefer to live in a house that's affordable? Because you lot all got mortgages. A mortgage, what does mortgage mean? Paying till death. It is a Latin phrase that means you can't afford the house you live in. So it will be better for you to live in a mud house because it would be what? Affordable. So stop being so arrogant. Stop being arrogant about these things. Michigan Beer, tell us all about the properties that you own. Tell us everything, Michigan Beer. Tell us about all of the property, all of the assets, because I think it's about material things for you. You're clearly a very miserable person because all you've been doing is spouting anti-Black rhetoric in the comment section, like continuously, right? It is on and on and on. Anti-Black, anti-Black, anti-Black. That's all you've been doing, Michigan. Why don't you stop talking about Black people for a minute and tell us about you, Michigan? Give everybody here a little bit of information. Yeah, Michigan Beer, tell us about you as a person. You own Section 8 properties and you do not let Blacks in there. What's Section 8 mean? What does that mean?
Oh, that's the American council house.
So you own and you don't let Black people use them. I'm sure that's probably against the law, is it not? Are you not allowed to choose? You can't choose how many people you do. Tell us which area you do, Michigan Beer. Like, tell us more about this. You're owning Section 8 houses. What type of houses are they? What area are they? Tell us a little bit more. Michigan Beer, we want to know. Again, I've tried to invite this boy up onto the panel and he doesn't want to come up to the panel. But let's all ask Michigan Beer some questions.
Are these houses made out of Play-Doh? And you know what's interesting is, when Australians start commenting on the...
Michigan, stop lying. You don't own nothing, man.
How many properties and in what states are they, Michigan Beer?
Across
how many
the
properties
US.
and where?
You can't even name one state.
Hello, can the panel hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
yes, brother.
Fine, yeah.
I'm just thinking, people who make these types of comments in that section, I mean, obviously they're very ignorant comments, and I don't know whether it's worth your while entertaining them. But
this today is a live where I'm talking to everyone and everything. You see up here, uncensored, no mutes, no blocks. It is literally a free-for-all conversation because normally I'm very structured. Very structured.
Yeah, no, I've seen you before and I've listened to you talk. You are very good at talking. I would not take that away from you. But for myself, I mean, when I was teaching, I used to teach a lot, but a part of I used to teach art, but I used to specialize with my students in non-Western art. I found it quite a fascinating area. I used to teach them everything, but that was one of my specialist areas. And rather than arguing with people like this, maybe show them some of the wonderful things that have come out of Africa. So that the
Do
Benin
you do TikTok
bronzes, right?
lives?
Like
Do you do TikTok
no,
lives?
no.
Do you
No,
not
no,
think it's probably
I
better
just
for you to run them then? If you've got an idea, why don't you do it?
because at the moment that's not central to what I'm doing. But
Well, that's not
I
central
just
to what
thought it
I'm
might
doing.
be
That's not central
well,
to what I'm doing right
well,
now in
rather
this moment.
but if you showed people, I think
Why
that
are you
that would
telling me what
go
to
a
do?
long way.
Why are you telling me what to do?
I'm not
Why are you telling me what to do?
actually. That's a bit defensive. I'm just
Very
making a
weak.
suggestion.
It's not defensive. This is exactly what you're doing. You're giving me an idea, a suggestion. You're coming
That's
up
a
here and telling me
suggestion,
what I
but
shouldn't do.
that's
You
not
didn't
telling you
make a
what to do.
suggestion.
It's
You
making a
didn't make a
suggestion.
suggestion because you told me not to do this and you told me to do something else. You could have come here and say, "Hey, Fox, you know what? I've got an idea for another life for you. Why don't you
Zinger, you
talk
did
about
actually
Fox,
do that.
British
I've got an
history, like
idea for another
African
life for
history?"
you.
That's better. That's not telling me
There
what
you
to do.
go.
That is making a suggestion. And yes, I have talked about African history a lot. I've talked about Nigeria, where I'm from. I talk about many different subjects. I've talked about the British Empire. I talk about revolution. I talk about inventions. I talk about all kinds of things. Today is a day off.
Yeah, Fox. And you know what I was gonna say as well? I've noticed recently a lot of Australians are talking about what's happening in Britain. They literally from a country that was a penal colony for British convicts. That's your ancestors.
Oh,
When
oh.
Captain Cook got there, when Captain Cook got there, in order for him to plant the Union Jack, he had to say it was uninhabited. So he called the Aborigines fauna and flora, plants and animals. That status only changed in recent times. I mean, like the past 2 decades, literally. They were legally stated as being plants and animals. And these are the same people that are having a voice now to speak about politics in the UK.
Immigration.
Back there
Get out
and
of here.
their autonomy. Yeah, how dare you? It's just so contradictory, and it just speaks to who they are. And when I say that, I'm not saying all white people. I don't believe that all white people hold that notion. I'm talking about the ones that are blatantly racist, that are waiting for an opportunity to try and pounce. Go ahead and pounce, but you're going to get hurt. Pounce, but you're going to get hurt.
You know how much
Definitely.
you know. Obviously, that's been a topic of conversation, isn't it? The last week or so, it has been fuck around and find out. And white people like, oh my god, I can't believe I can't fuck around anymore without getting found out. Oh my god. Like really, the fact that they think that there's no consequences to their actions.
No, but
it
Fox,
is not
this is why
the
I
time.
mentioned the 300 Maroons. It's gonna come back again. It's going to
Yeah.
come back again because I won't lie. Yes, as black and brown people, we are the minority. Yeah, but you will go against a serious force. Is you think we're the ancestors that laid down and got beaten? No, we're not. We're not that.
Yeah.
You will get dealt with. And as I said before, our ancestors actually didn't lie down, hence the 300 Maroons going against 1,000 Brits. It took you how many years to subdue us? You couldn't do it. Yeah, so again, fuck around and find out. Yeah, if you want to send us back
That's
home,
it.
yeah, just know that your food industry is going to go down the market because your food's going to be bland. Yeah, your entertainment industry is going to be bland. Yeah, your economics is going to be bland because we're the ones spending all the money. Like, come on, do you really want this?
Yeah, they
I missed
do.
the
We should all leave.
Money?
I
Like,
missed the points of the Michigan beer. So Michigan beer we were talking about the fact that he said he's got several housing right in several different states, and he went to name some states, okay. But now he's completely gone back to doing anti-black stuff. Like we're trying to get to know you, Michigan beer. I mean, it's very clear. Like I said, you're attached to black people. You're in a black space. You're craving attention, and we're giving it to you right now because clearly your mum and dad didn't hug you when you were a baby or something like that, right? So you're getting the attention right now. Michigan beer. Can you tell us just about you as a person? Just you as a person. Like, are you married? Do you got kids? Like, anything like that. Tell us about you,
his wife's in
Michigan
his
beer.
DP.
Michigan beer, come on, tell us about you. Tell us about you as a person. What hobbies do you have? What things do you like? Like, just tell us a little bit about you, Michigan.
and it's
You
so
got a
funny.
whole audience here, giving you some attention now.
Michigan Bear. In order for you
Yeah,
to conquer
tell
your own
us.
demons, you have to inflict pain upon yourself. You'd have to literally unalive
See
yourself.
what he says. I
conquer
don't
your
respond
demons.
to inferiors because he's got nothing to say, guys.
But you just did respond.
He's been responding to us this whole time.
Exactly.
And now when I ask him about him directly, I don't respond to inferiors.
These
Bitch,
racist
you
people are
inferior.
dumb, you know.
You inferior. Because guess what? I would literally brag about everything that I have in my life right now. And these people in the comment section online, you see me, there's some of the stuff that I got in my life, right? I have got no question. And I say sometimes I don't like performing, but I will tell you the stuff that I have. Michigan Beer, I asked about you as a person, not even the things that you have. I asked about you as a person. You couldn't even answer because guess why? You white people are NPCs. You got nothing. You got nothing. You are NPCs. The ancestors are saying, no more for you. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. And again, you're lucky that you're not getting muted or kicked out of this comment section today. This is the only time you're going to enjoy this amount of melanin, this amount of beauty, this amount of glory from anyone in the comment section, on the panel. Like all of us here as black and brown people, as amazing as we are, this is the only time you're going to see this and enjoy this. Because if you try to come back tomorrow, your ass getting blocked, Michigan. So you better enjoy everything that we have here right now. Because it's getting lock off tomorrow. It's lock off tomorrow. Yes. So, guys, how beautiful is it?
Can
is
I
to do
just
this?
address Michigan Bear at one point, please, Fox?
Yes, of course,
he's
Mazzy.
saying that he's so superior.
Our token white.
Who was it that invented the first libraries, the first universities? You wouldn't actually be able to read or write if it wasn't for the BLK people coming out of Africa with the first books, the libraries, and the universities. So who's superior now? Knobhead. Sorry about that last word.
Girl, go for it. This is an unrestricted live today. Say what you got to say. That's it, people. Get it off of your chest because that's what we have to do. If we have it all pent up, guess what? We act like the Neanderthals, don't we? If we don't say what we mean or show what we mean, we end up smashing up people's houses like they're doing in bloody Belfast right now. We end up going and attacking the people who are refugees and stuff like the Neanderthals do. We have to talk. We have to do things. And it's so funny to me that people, that guy in the beginning, whatever his name is, I can't remember what it is, that silly little American English guy, he was like, oh, there's no freedom of speech in England. We ain't sentencing ourselves. I've never censored myself. Black and brown people have never censored themselves. We've never had to censor ourselves at all.
What's really interesting
It
as
is
well,
you racists that can't be openly
Ireland is
racist
partitioned.
anymore.
Ireland is partitioned by the British. Your argument should be with the
Yes.
British that are taking over your 36 counties. Get them out and send them back
Thank
across
you.
the waters where they come from. Ireland is not their home. So what you're doing is you're deflecting from the troubles of Protestants and Republicans, and you're trying to make it a black issue because of a madman. Why don't you kick the British out of your country?
No,
You see
no,
no-
Get the Brits
brother,
out,
no,
Chucky
no,
but it's
alarm.
not the British because the real British are the Welsh people. Yeah,
Facts.
It's
And the Cornish.
The
Anglo-Saxons.
Celts.
and the Pigs. Facts.
Yeah.
It's the
Always the
Anglo-Saxons.
Anglo-Saxons, yeah.
But brother, have you noticed something, brother? Have you noticed something? In the whole of the constabularies in the British Isles, the only constabulary that has pew-pews is the Northern Irish. And we know why. Because they're trying to guard territory that ain't theirs. Leave.
Yeah.
Get out
Yeah.
of there. Kick rocks.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
so,
That's what they've been
yo,
calling for a long time. Is to
I want
get
to
the Brits out.
I want to come up here for that Michigan guy, you know.
Go on,
Michigan
blood.
beer.
Go on.
What are you waiting for? I'm waiting for you.
He won't come up. He won't come up.
He's
Again,
too
like the
scared.
first he did is inferior. He's projecting his own inferiority onto everybody here.
Do you know
His
what
own
it is?
inferior-
He's very inferior and he has a small wiener.
And it won't
That's all
come
I
up.
have to say.
Yes.
Sure.
Do you know what?
Wasting my fucking
I
time.
might have an
Energy.
unpopular opinion.
My little
yeah?
nail is longer than your pee-pee, Michigan.
I might have an unpopular opinion when I say this, yeah. But you see that
Go on.
video. You see that video where of the
Which
Irishman
one?
getting his face slashed. Yeah.
I haven't even seen it yet.
It kind
I've got some news for you though. Go on. Go.
Yeah,
I got some news.
if you go on X, you will see it. Yeah, but yeah, it kind of reminded me of I remember watching some old footage. Yeah, where they was lynching black people and they was all getting happy. When I was watching that, I'm not gonna lie, my soul lit up. I was happy. Yeah. So do you know what? Yeah. If you don't want to keep carrying on, try know that is what you're gonna get. Yeah. And it's gonna be payback for the ancestors, and we won't give in. We won't give in.
I gotta
You got
tell
man
you
like
some,
me that is waiting
some
for
news.
this.
Yeah,
We are
there's actually
waiting.
something. I need to read it properly. But the news actually is that it was so the guy that was attacked. Actually, they're both under the influence. I don't know if anyone knows the full story, if it's come out yet. But I was literally sent this morning,
The man
and
was
I
a
do
woman
need to fact
beater.
check it.
So serving rights.
Yes, he was. Yes, thank you. So the white guy he was getting attacked was a woman beater. They were both on drugs, and it was the guy disciplining him and saying, "You can't do that shit." He fucked around and found out. The guy on the floor is not a victim, right? This is like what we would call this in Nigeria is jungle justice. If you do something wrong, you would literally
we'll call that in
law in the streets.
Jamaica the same. Jungle justice.
How are you?
Good to see you.
Yeah. You have the breakfast?
I never seen that. But yeah, jungle justice.
Is someone asking me if I have breakfast? Chris, hello. You haven't said anything this whole time. I don't know if we've got your background conversation about someone's eating some breakfast. Chris? Hello? Are you talking to your mum?
Pussy's still in the fucking comments. Nigeria country go all the day of the way.
Yeah, I think his mummy is asking what he
But
wants for
boy,
breakfast.
come on, man.
First, you have to get better, yeah?
What?
Yo, fish finger, come up.
It's quiet now.
Michigan beer.
This line is killing me today.
I wanna address this guy, you know.
I'll do more like this more often, Kelsa.
I wanna undress him.
Pause.
Fucking fish finger.
Now you got to pause on that one there, brother.
You have to eject that. You have to pause and eject that one. Really.
You want me to be matchmaker now with you and Michigan Beer? Do you want me to hook you
Lava
up?
ground. Lava
Some
pod
ears.
that.
Yeah, go on. Hook us up.
You're
Lava
not
grown.
Michigan Beer,
Hook
we
us up.
haven't known about your relationship status. Blunt Force is asking about your relationship because he wants to undress you. I mean, I only know one phrase of what that means.
He's talking some shit.
And the way you said
He's
it,
talking
Blunt Force,
shit.
the way you said it when it was quiet, you said, "I want to undress you." That's what you said.
No, not like that. Hold on.
My man from
Balance.
Yeah.
Balance them.
I'm just telling you, I just want
If this is just new age like stuff, I've not heard this phrase yet. I'm in my 40s, bro. I don't know. I've never heard it.
I'm in my 40s too.
So am I.
Wow, I've never heard this one.
That's crazy.
Go on.
No, I'm just saying
The way
it's
he said
no
I'm dressing was
shit.
like a jacket potato to Ross.
Yeah, fam.
He's talking about fish fingers.
I don't even eat jacket potatoes. What the fuck you talking about?
Hey, but Michigan, I think you should
Yo,
come down.
I'll fight everybody, you know.
I think Michigan should come out the comments and go and walk his
Yeah.
mother in his DP.
Listen, I'm going to cook for my mum right now.
No, I wasn't saying
Okay.
to you, Blunt. I wasn't
What
saying
you
to
gonna
you,
make? What you
Blunt. I
gonna
was saying Michigan. Michigan's got his mother in his
Yeah,
DP.
that
He needs to
Michigan.
go and take her for a walk. Go and
On
walk
the
your
lead.
mum, DP.
On the lead.
But is there in the comment?
Keep on
Is
the
there in
leash
the
as well,
comment?
keep
Is
on the
there in
leash,
the
mate.
comment section? I'm telling him to come up because I want to fucking
It's
talk
always
to him.
funny, right? Like when you have white people like that, all they do is they hide behind empire. They literally don't really have anything to say individually. And I always say this, though, because they always say, we did this, we did that. And I say, well, what did you do? Like,
did you
literally,
do?
What did you do? What did you do?
What
And they're
did
like,
you do?
you know, and they don't have an answer. So you didn't do anything and you haven't achieved anything. Like
It
you've
was actually
literally
your
done
That's why
government
he's hiding.
using
That's
it.
You know
why
what's
he's
crazy as
fucking
well?
hiding.
You know what's crazy as well? when they talk about, oh, but we enslaved you, your ancestors were broke. It was the bourgeoisie that enslaved us. Your ancestors were broke. They were peasants.
Exactly.
They were literally peasants. They were
And
peasants.
even we taught them how to bathe and stuff like that, and they still can't even
Always
bathe.
remember though that they enslaved us. Slavery already existed throughout the world. They didn't change something that was not. They didn't create something that didn't already exist, right? Slavery already existed throughout the world.
It was already
They took
there.
us from our land and they made it worse. Like this is what these Neanderthals did. They made it worse.
And they
they
burnt down everything we built.
Yeah, and they burnt the lands. They did all these things, but they didn't abolish it either because they replaced it with the Industrial Revolution and they enslaved their own children into the systems as well. They contracted their own children as slaves until they were 21 years old, and adults were also. So this was modern day slavery. They were the creators of modern day slavery, and there are 50 million slaves that are still around the world, including in Russia and Ukraine. White people, you never ended slavery. You were slaves and you're still slaves now. Yeah, Michigan Beer, you're a slave yourself now because all you're doing is saying, oh, well, my masters, that's what you're saying right there in the comment section. My masters had done this and my masters had done that. You're a little slave, bitch. Like, honestly, you're acting like a toast because I asked you about Michigan.
He's probably living in a fucking caravan.
Michigan.
He thinks that's a flex.
And you're just like, my masters did this. You're a bitch. You're a little slave. And look at us up here talking freely and talking about everything that we want to talk about in life. You can't even talk about yourself, Michigan Beer. Slave boy.
Look at him hiding now.
Michigan Beer is loving it. You know that. He's getting up on this.
He's got a fetish of being ill-treated by black people.
Of course he
is. Boy. That's my clients. That's my clients. Some of you know, some of you don't know. I'm actually a dominatrix. So my clients are white men. They keep me rich. They keep my pockets full. And you see the way I talk. This is how I talk to them.
Wait, Fox. I can actually picture you with a whip and a gimp suit, literally whipping the hell out of them.
I got everything in my arsenal. I got everything. I've been doing this for like 14, 15 years. It's my wheelhouse.
I never saw that coming. You put me off guard, yes. I never see that one coming, you know.
Right. So you just show them, your toes.
Please tell me you give them a stiff kick up the balls. Please tell me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, I do a wind up. Yeah.
That's wild.
And then they say, please, mistress, more. Please, mistress, more. That's what they do.
Oh, wow. Lord.
That's what they do. The white boys love it. They love it. And they come to me specifically because I am a strong black woman and they know this is authentic. Because the other white dominatrix out there are all pretending. They're all like, I'm going to say that you're a bad boy. Like, no, you're a bitch. Like, actually, you are. This, exactly what I tell you. I tell you this in the streets. I tell you this online. I tell you in the closed doors.
This is why Michigan's here.
He's probably a former client.
They want some free dominatrixing, free humiliation. That's I say he's lucky. Because otherwise tomorrow he'll get blocked. This is the last and only time he will experience this kind of humiliation. And for this long time that we've been in here.
Look on dirty Bluefoot John Crow.
Yeah.
Move on, boy.
Bluefoot. That's it. They love
Make sure you got your factor 20 on tomorrow, mate.
Because I can tell you about the white mindset a lot more because they're used to this level of privilege, right? A lot of them know that it's not something that they deserve, okay? They're very aware that they have been born into a privilege that they've not worked for, okay? So this entitlement that they have, they know it does not feel right in their soul. And so when they come to me and they come to me in, privately, they're always admitting a lot of this stuff. They know that when they go back out into the white world, they have to act and behave a certain way that actually doesn't serve them. And this is why I talk a lot about the patriarchy. That's why a lot of us here, women, we talk about the patriarchy because it's all fake. It's everything. Like you guys said, the elites have built up this reputation and this idea of what they think white men should be like. But most of them, remember, most white men in the world will never be able to live up to that expectation of what other white men want them to be, right? And this is why you've got things like Yes, thank you. That's what I was just about to say. The hierarchy of men. You've got the alphas, the betas, the gammas, the everything else that comes underneath. Because white men are the most insecure men on this planet, and so they needed to rank them, right? That's what they needed to say.
Hold on. Can I ask? Can I?
You know what's funny?
Can I ask you one question?
So quiet, yeah.
Do you free up the thing to them?
What does that mean?
He's saying, do you give them the box?
No.
All right.
Let me tell you. So I do.
That's
So
all I
my
was
main
asking.
thing, my yeah, that's a rude question to ask me. By the way, you shouldn't ask.
I know.
I
was trying to
I know
be
it's
polite.
it's an uncensored. Ask me anything. Yes, but I hope that you don't ask women that question generally. But I will answer it. The answer is no. I'm a fully clothed dominatrix.
Right.
My main fetish of the thing I love is money. So I'm a financial dominatrix. So I actually end up dominating men's finances. I actually have men who pay me regularly for nothing, for me just being me. That's exactly how it is. That's exactly how it is. So,
Okay.
you know, I know there are other dominatrixes that do, okay? There are other dominatrixes that they do. So we don't do kink shaming. I don't do shaming.
I wasn't.
Okay, but there are other dominatrixes that do that, okay? They do, because guess what? My body, my choice. If I wanted to, I would. But I just choose not to. Other women, they do that, and they enjoy it. Yeah, they do enjoy it. They love to be dominating men and telling them what to do and how to use them. Yeah, of course I do.
Lion kick them.
But Brown Force, you gotta remember, you gotta read the room.
Spinning bird kick.
That is crazy. You know, look, admitting to being an S worker for the white is the best result here. No, the best result is your comprehension and lack of dignity. And Debs, you know what's crazy? You need collagen in your skin.
Debs has been here for ages.
Debs is still here. Debs is still here.
I don't know why I act surprised. They're always still here. Debs, I used to humiliate Debs for free, and she's still here.
You know why Debs is
you humiliate them for free and they love it and they stay. My whole platform is about the English and how I humiliate them, but they're always here. They love it. They love being talked to like pieces of shit.
Fox, you know what's crazy?
Because
Fox, you know what's crazy? Fox, you know what's crazy? Fox, look at your skin. Look at the elasticity of your skin. Wait, stop. Look at the elasticity of your skin. When you said that you've been on an atheist for 40 years, it proved that you're over 40. And Debs will get a heart attack.
43 this year.
Because Debs needs to iron her face. You need to iron your face, Debs. How dare you? You're literally decomposing as we speak. You know. She's decomposing. Wait. Can I ask a question? Where else are humans meant to dwell than under the sun? Why is the sun attacking you? How dare you?
Because even the sun knows that you're corrupt. The sun knows you're corrupt.
That's it. That's it. And that's why, do you know what I think is the most hilarious thing when we talk about the weather? The amount of grey clouds that actually lives over the UK. Like, we need to really actually have some real consciousness about this. When you land in England, you see the grey clouds that live over England and have always been there. They are always over England. You can come from France, like if you've seen it. You come from France. Oh, France, beautiful, sunshiny, la la la. As soon as you go to England, grey cloud, grey cloud. Literally, I always have to brace myself when I move from my beautiful country that I live in right now. Sunshine, rainbows, all the time, all year round, right? I have to mentally prepare myself when I come back to the island of misery. I say, oh God, like how many layers I got to be on, which kind of miserable faces I'm going to like find in my eyes. But thankfully, this is what I love about coming into the airport, coming into the UK. You're surrounded by foreigners straight away. I take the train, foreign voices all the time. I said, I ain't hit no British, no English people yet.
I want this little youth. I want this little youth to come up, you know. This Michigan beer. Michigan beer.
He still not wants to. Does anyone want to drop?
He's hiding.
If you want,
so I'm going to drop. If anyone else wants to drop, please do. Chris, I am going to drop you as well because I think you're too busy having some breakfast with your mum. But whoever else wants to come up, please do come up.
You're talking to Scott. Oh no, man.
If you need more, Fox, if you need space here, feel free to drop me. I won't be offended this time.
No, it's okay. There's space now for anyone else who wants to come up.
Going back
If you
to the
need
sun
me to
issue.
drop, Fox, I'll drop as
You're
well
good.
if you want.
You're good. You are our white person holding it down because none of them and Mazzy are backing you up. You are literally holding it down for the people. Well done, Mazzy. You're always on. Let's talk about Mazzy for a minute, guys. Mazzy is on this app almost every day. She is always fighting the racists. She's always talking about all the things that she's learnt as a white person. You know, honestly, big up to Mazzy. Let's give Mazzy some claps right now. Because Mazzy does the work.
Big up.
She is our token white. Let's clap for Mazzy. Everybody clap for Mazzy, please.
I've just
I've
deconstructed my own biases because sort of like inherently we're born racist as whitey people, and we need to deconstruct that.
Tell them.
I'm 60 years old, and every single day I need to keep learning so I can educate other people, and I've educated my own children and my grandchildren, and I am guardian to a little girl that's 12 on Monday, and even she challenges racists.
Yay!
Good on you,
this
Mazzy.
is the future.
Respect Mazzy. Respect Mazzy.
Respect Mazzy.
Claps,
Respect Mazzy.
claps.
And there's one thing
exactly.
that Fox taught me is when I said about being equal and, you know, sort of like being you know, trying to pull together to be united. And Fox said one thing that resonates with me every single day. As whitey people, we should bring up above the whitey people, the brown and the BLK people, because we know, us non-racists, that we will be lifted up by our brothers and sisters.
That's what I said, guys. That's what I said. That's what I said. We're not equal to white people. We are above, and always see us as above, because we will always bring it up to the level. Unfortunately, white people thinking that they're superior is always about keeping everybody, including themselves, down. The level of humanity should be a lot higher than it actually is. We are all functioning at a lower level wherever white people are. If they don't accept black and brown superiority, because that's where it is. Like, I've literally been asking white people to come on the panel today to talk. And Mazzy is the only person who has been able to stay up here this whole time. I've dropped people. I've invited white people. Yeah, exactly. Come up. You can't even communicate, white people. How are you thinking that you're superior out here? How? Again, this is because your masters told you that you were. And you're still acting like Neanderthal slaves right now. You're still doing it. And you're doing it every single day. So I'm really glad that that sticks with you, Mazzy. Really and truly glad.
It does every single day.
Big up Mazzy.
Yeah, and I even teach the little girl that as well, and sort of like, because I challenge a lot of racists, and the little girl comes in, and you know, sort of like in the kitchen, and she'll say, "Oh, them racists at it again." She went, "Give it 'em, Auntie Maz, give it 'em."
She wants to tackle them. Very nice.
I have to add you know, Mazzy.
Yes, please do follow her.
Yeah,
she's great,
please
honestly.
do.
Mazzy, I follow you, don't I? Yeah, I follow you. Yeah. So today, guys, who are new on the panel? So Roadman to Real Man, good to see you. Tiz is also here. This is an uncensored live, right? No mute, but please just chime in at any time. Normally on my panels, I got decorum, and I'm always like, shh, don't talk yet. But today, just speak. We're being very free in all of our feelings, the things that we're thinking, what we're seeing about the world. This is just a free-flowing conversation, so please deal free. No topic today, Shah.
Well,
topic
I'm
today.
gonna be
it's just
free.
whatever you want
I'm gonna be free and say this for all those racist motherfuckers that want to be going to people, smashing people's houses, and come to my house. I beg you, come to my house. Yeah, I beg you, come to my house and do that shit.
You know what they'll do? You know they'll get scared,
my house.
and they will just ask you, "Nah, Nate, if you invite them to your house, they'll just be like, we're so sorry. Can you just make us some food with flavour?" You know that's what they'll do.
Wow. Yeah, you know what? I'll do that. You know, for real.
Hello,
That's it.
ladies
That's
and
all they'll
gentlemen.
ask you to do.
I'm King Charles.
They'll say, I'm so sorry. They say, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. I'm so sorry. And I said the other day about how a lot of these English people, they're so fickle because they don't have any true identity and any real sort of moral standby. We know for a moment, at the moment, right, they're very, very, very against Islam. They're so Islamophobic. It has just appeared because the elites or 1% have told them to be. I said, I know for a fact tomorrow, if the government says, oh no, now we love Muslims and we love Islam, and Tommy Robinson said, oh, sorry guys, I made a mistake, I am now converting to Islam, all of them will be like, yeah, sorry, my bad, we're now Muslims now. Like, literally, they have no identity. They are NPCs.
I'm glad you said Tommy Robinson a Muslim.
NPCs.
Do you know why Tommy Robinson hates Muslims? Because his wife left him for a Muslim.
Yes.
His wife left him for a Muslim. And this is why he's doing this crap.
Do you know what's winding me up? Yeah, is I've literally been saying to people, listen, like, because all I've been saying is like, because they're going, oh, he done it. He said something about Allah. And I said, listen, what we need to do is we need to be mindful about sharing information that we know is true. And I just keep saying to the right, unfortunately, you guys do have a reputation of whenever anything happens, you insert Islam here and you blame the group that you don't like. All that I'm saying to you is that we need objective, hard, cold facts to have discussions on. You're trying to cut down on our freedom of speech. And it's like, Jesus. Like, how do you, like if you have an objection to facts, you are a fascist. When we call you a fascist, don't get emotional about it because you seem anti-fact. You're a fascist then.
I had somebody come in my comment section call me racist while their username was fascist. I pissed myself.
Mad thing. You can't make this up.
Can you imagine that her own username was fascist?
Talk about the pot calling the kettle white. Talk about the pot calling the kettle white.
Honestly.
Part one cost pressure cooker.
What?
You know, fry ton.
Pot I got cost pressure cooker.
My two, the thing is with me with these particular topics is my favorite subjects growing up were always history and politics. Yeah, just to get a grave understanding. I feel like the way you talk about masters and oppressors and stuff like that, I very much from the same standpoint was just like, I need to know where this has come from. The thing is, it's history, and as well on top of it, you have to go deeper than the history books as well, because history is always written by the victor. So by understanding and going back and like looking at the real issues and things like that, like people bring it up, and like you was just saying, then I converted in jail. Yeah, I'm a Muslim. Yeah. And I'll be honest, I always laugh with Shining Star. I always laugh with Shining Star because I didn't convert for the right reasons. Yeah, I converted because it benefited me in prison. Yeah, and then over a period of time, obviously you can't be in a jail that is dominated by Muslims. Say you're a Muslim and I'm not practice. So then it was kind of one of them situations where I put myself in a position to practice. And then I was like, okay, right, okay, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Someone in the comment section just said he converted for better food.
No, 100. Listen. People think I'm gassing. Yeah, that was exactly it. Yeah, because what used to happen was, you know, when the man them would fast. Yeah, when the man them would
potatoes,
fast.
Fuck it. Hold on. Let me just interject quickly.
Yeah.
This guy's got some he's in the comment section consuming our sauce. We're not eating your potato salad.
Mayonnaise. Your food will make our belly run, brethren.
Yeah.
When you put a mayonnaise.
Fasting then,
give me some give me some jollof, give me some curry.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Back to the
only staple food they have is fish.
I just wanted to say that
jelly deals.
No, but yeah, so then the food would come after fasting after 12 o'clock.
They can't even cook.
So then that was the reasons, and then obviously I've always laughed, and I always come
Oh.
on Moody's platform a lot, Shining Star, talk with a lot of them. For me, the thing was I was very active during BLM, yeah. And it sounds mad, yeah, because I mean, like, listen, I'm Latino, so I know it's not for me, but I was fighting so hard, I got black fatigue, yeah.
Oh.
I eat
I
Latino
was,
food, man.
yeah, no, I
But
was
yo,
literally
I'm
like,
not eating no potato salad though.
but during that period of time, I'd got so like tired with it and everything
Mayonnaise.
like that, that I ended up sort of leaning more towards helping my brothers and sisters on that side. Do you get what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it was more like, it was never stopping. It was taking a break. You only have to look at my page. Every other day is a conversation about this conversation. I understand the real history of it going way back to Egypt. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the Caucasus Mountains, how we got there, yeah, whitewashing, etc. And listen, I'm with it, yeah. I know it, yeah.
Yeah.
But then once I got to a point where I started to realize that no matter how loud you shouted, yeah, no matter how, like, even me, I used to stand there and there would be people who were my family and my loved ones, and I would watch them walk away from me. I remember having an argument, because it goes both ways. I had an auntie that raised me. Yeah, the reason I know how to dance is because of my Italian Jamaican auntie. Yeah, yeah, like, and she was good
Hold on. How can you be Italian and Jamaican at the same time?
because her dad was Jamaican and her mother was Italian. So she was. What was funny was
That's kind of how it works, Blunt Force.
That's kind of how it works. Mixed race.
Yeah,
I'm trying to understand. Okay.
What was funny was she always used to laugh about it because she used to get mad. She said because a lot of the black brothers and sisters around her used to get mad, like, oh, like, I wish I had a smaller nose or whatever. And she got done dirty because she was Italian. Yeah, she got done dirty. She got just given. She was a full Jamaican woman with just this Italian nose. Yeah.
Hold on. Can I ask you a question? Where are you from?
Irish Dominican.
You say Irish Dominican.
Yeah.
This is not making sense, you know.
Where you actually from? And uncle, so I use auntie and uncle as in Muslim, like auntie and uncle. Yeah. Like, so she's not my auntie. Yeah. She's like, but she's just a auntie. You get me?
I'm just asking where you specifically from.
What you say?
So,
where
Jamaican, half Italian.
Oh, nah, right. So, no. So my mother was Irish. My mother was Irish from Irish roots. My father was Dominican.
See, that's three things now, you know.
What's three things?
Yeah, but you said
you're Jamaican, Italian.
No,
now you're Irish.
Listen, no. Listen. Open your ears. I said I had an auntie who taught me how to dance. Yeah, she was Jamaican, Italian. Yeah, and she got done dirty because she looked Jamaican and she got given an Italian nose. I then explained to her that when I say auntie, I'm using it in the same term I would use with my aunties and uncles, Muslim auntie and uncles. So it's not blood relative.
You sound like you're from Leeds.
No, I'm from Manchester. You're guessing wrong.
Manchester. Okay.
Man, just finish a conversation. Like, can I get to the end of it?
All right.
I'm waiting to hear the end of the conversation as well, bro. Come on, man. Let's speak.
We're waiting for the rest of the story.
Roadman tells a good story.
I'll get you.
Let him land.
Manchester. That's all I was asking. Where you from? Manchester. All right, cool.
I'm not fully seasoned, but I'm slightly seasoned, and I'm not here for the interrogation. You understand?
Slightly seasoned.
My brother.
Come like Babylon to us.
Slightly seasoned.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I don't get me wrong, yeah. I'm passing, so I'm good. I took a lot of the privilege. I'm good, but I'm still.
But bro, it's okay if I ask you a question, though, bro. Can I ask you a question? When you say Dominican, do you mean Dominica or Dominican Republic?
Dominican Republic.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
but yeah, no. So now, so I forgot what story I was damn telling now.
You see, you're talking about when you was in jail, bruv. You was talking about in
Oh,
jail.
so
You was talking about the food. Yeah. I'm waiting,
So,
bruv. I'm listening.
And then,
I'm listening.
and when you
Some of us are
converted,
listening.
Yo, where's Gaffer? I'm trying to give this man a
talking
follow.
about jail
DJ
food.
Talks.
What the
I got you.
fuck?
You were talking about the reasons why you
jail
converted.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were
no,
talking
I
about
got-
why you converted.
Yeah.
You started off as Muslim, but then you ended up actually embracing Islam. Carry on.
Yeah, and then I ended up getting to the point where what I was saying.
that
I
was the
saying
point.
about-
Yeah,
I was-
that was the point. Sorry. Yeah, that was
I
the
made
point.
the joke
yeah.
about
Blood
saying
Force,
I had black
let's hear the
fatigue, didn't I?
story. Go on. Yes, go on, Roadman.
Yeah, sorry.
I got to the point where I'd made the joke and said I got black fatigue, yeah? So, no, right. So, basically, I ended up during that period, I seen everybody on TikTok, right? And I understand the politics of it, yeah? I seen that there was enough people doing it because it was trending, yeah?
Yeah.
What I didn't see enough people doing was standing up for my Muslim brothers and sisters.
Yeah, 100%.
So then me personally, I was like, listen, whilst all of these little fucking people are trying to get the views up and they're making the discussions, at least people are talking about it. I knew there was people on the app like Paige, Tori, and they were doing bits as well. Do you get what I mean? They were always strong with it and stuff like that. So then I started to sort of concentrate on that side. And for the longest period of time for me, I've been screaming from the rooftops. I'm like, don't chat to me, man, because since 9/11, yeah, this has been a madness, and don't chat to me because the difference is right. Right. So it's to do with history. It's to do with evolution and history. Yeah. So black people, whilst being oppressed, came up in such a strong and powerful way that it was a almost indent within the growth of the human being. Yeah. So genetically, that strength was then passed down. It isn't necessarily the same with Pakistanis and Indians. Yeah. And a lot of people close themselves down and don't speak how they really feel and say the things they really feel. The saddest thing for me was walking around my local shops, yeah, and seeing Muslim brothers, Hindu brothers, yeah, with Christmas trees and crosses all over the shop, yeah. And then I was like, I kept saying to them, I was coming and I was like, what? Why is this? And it wasn't, certain places would say, oh, just to be a part of the community. And then other people would turn around and say, it just stops me getting shit. Yeah. And
as somebody who lives in a Muslim country now, I can tell you my opinions about it as well. Yeah. When I see Christian things here, and I know some of it, right? Tiz, we're just going to put you on mute a second because you've got a lot of background noise with the traffic going by. I live in a Muslim country, as I've just mentioned, and when I see things like Christmas trees and certain other things like Easter, it just reminds me of colonization, because that's essentially what it is. Again, it's not because there are certain celebrations that have not got as much Christian ties as they used to. I literally just posted a video about this on my page only like 2 or 3 days ago, actually. So that's why certain countries have been able to embrace certain things. I even mentioned the fact that there are such a little number of mosques. Blood Forced, I'm talking! I'm talking.
Sorry.
Shush.
I'm sorry.
I'm talking.
I'm sorry.
Just wait.
I'm
I
sorry.
know you get too excited, boy. I know this is the day where I said everyone could be non-muted, but tomorrow it's going back to regular programming, Blood Force. You're getting muted 100% all the time. Just wait for everybody to finish the story. So, I was saying, all right, apology appreciated, brother. Thank you. Actually, you're my nephew, not my brother. You're my nephew up on here. Nephew, stop. Okay, so I mentioned about
I'm older than you, but
cool. Are you older than me? How old are you?
44.
Act accordingly, then. Let me continue my story. So, in Christian countries, you have less mosques, but in Muslim countries, you have 100,000 churches. 100,000 churches, because British or the Western Europeans literally needed to push Christianity. They also wanted to have a presence of Europeanness in these countries. There were also extensions of the British embassy as well. So it was also for political reasons why they had these places there. They had them there. And so when I'm in a Muslim country now and I'm seeing Christian stuff, I know it's because there is a British immigrant community here, and these hotels and places are doing it for British people. Because even when I think about any other traditional Muslim things here. It is quite a secular country still simultaneously. And I'm definitely seeing more of a Christian influence than there is a Muslim influence. And to me, I have concerns about that because when I moved somewhere, I wanted to feel like I was in a different culture. And I still do. But having that bit there, I think that's a really interesting point to bring up, Roadman. Most definitely. Interesting.
I think in a lot of respect, I think a lot of people themselves. I mean, so I noticed this a lot, right? So I've always held a comparison between a lot of Muslim communities to the Latino community because the Latino community was not too different in regards to, right? So where black was loud and proud, yeah, Latino generally just kept it within their own community. Yeah. And like you see now globally, like unless you go into countries which are heavily sort of mixed, yeah. Generally, if you go into these America, Britain, stuff like that, communities like that will stick together. And I found that Muslim communities generally did the same thing, like kept it homebought, kept it like, do you get what I'm saying? But then for me, the main thing for me and always has just been, I think, with a lot of what we're trying to find, and I think that the find here is obviously is making sure that everybody is equally treated the fucking same. Like
the thing is though, Roadman, is I don't think that black people are loud and proud. I think we're just there. And because we're so different, it makes people just notice us. Yeah, I know it's not it's not an insult or anything, but we're not loud and proud. Like truly, we are just us. And because we are so different, like I mentioned, like our skin textures, our hair texture, our features are so different, it makes people look at us, right? We could be, and I've said this many times, is that we as British and black people we are always going by what white Europeans want us to do. We are quiet, we are humble, we are doing the jobs, we are literally assimilating. We are one of the biggest cultures and first cultures to assimilate to European nature.
Don't touch
and still
my
they
hair.
come at us. They still come at us, right? We were told to straighten our hair, to wear wigs, to be as white as possible. And they still came at us because why? We still had our own food. We still had our cultures in our own homes, by the way. They couldn't be out and about. Only until Notting Hill riots, 1958, were we allowed to be a bit more black. Because guess why? It was because a black man was unalived in the street because he went out with a white woman. And that was when Notting Hill Carnival and actually blackness became a little bit more part of British culture. So it was a little bit more then. And Bugger, I'm just going to correct you in the comment section, Bugger. I'm not in Dubai. I'm not in the UAE. So I'm just going to say that I'm not there.
I would just
carry on. Yes.
I'll finish up here, but I would just say this, like I always encourage people, to like, right, take away your politics for us. Not anybody in here, because listen, I'm with it. Yeah. But right. So when you are looking historically, I'm talking to the audience. Yeah? When you look historically and stuff like that, and if you can take away your political point of view in this current climate, right, and actually go and take a look at the history, when you take a look at the history and see it, it's really funny and it's really ironic, yeah, because and it's by no means am I saying that the pain and the struggle in between was funny. But when you look at the fact that, ask yourself this question, right? And this is me, I'm going to listen, food for thought for any white people in the chat today listening, right? Food for thought. Ask yourself this way, in Victorian times, yeah, women used to walk around with dresses that exaggerated
with the bunda. With the bunda.
Called the bustle dress.
That exaggerated bunda, yeah? And when you look at certain pieces of art throughout history, right, really deep the art, right? Really deep the art, because notice the difference between art that is original and art that has been edited, right?
And
There is
brother,
art from
brother, sorry to interrupt you, yeah? It speaks to a woman called Sarah Bartman. So they replicate.
Oh yes, I forgot about her. Yes.
They stuck her in a human zoo. But go ahead, brother.
They've still got her vagina on display till this day. I hope you know.
Yeah, did horrific things to Sarah Bartman. Yeah.
All I would say to you is just anybody who is, I promise you, first and foremost, when you actually take a look at it, one of the things that attracted me to history as a subject was a lot of the struggle and the fight to get to where people needed to get throughout different countries throughout the world. Yeah. So a lot of people look at, I mean, this is controversial. A lot of people look at Gaddafi as a villain. Yeah. When you actually read the history and you deep,
Rest in peace, Muammar Gaddafi.
Gaddafi was one of the greatest minds to ever grace this earth. Yeah.
Wait, Roadman, sorry to interject. You said Gaddafi, yeah? If you actually look at Libya when the Gaddafi was in power, the roads were cleaner than fucking England to Ras. How about that?
Listen, I know all about it. Free fuel, free electric. Listen, I'm studied. Yeah. But what I'm saying to you
You know
is,
how bad it is? See, King Idris, when he left Libya, he was never missed. Gaddafi, people miss him today. Even Saddam Hussein, that's another story. But Gaddafi is missed.
Do. I can tell you, I have a white South African neighbour who has literally lived in those areas, and she even talks about how much she misses them as a white South African. She's actually Swiss. She's Swiss though as well.
Wait
She's
until
Swiss,
people realise that Jeremy Corbyn was going to be British.
I actually heard a Scottish man, even after Lockerbie, I heard a Scottish man praising Gaddafi, because what Gaddafi wanted to do is he wanted to make Africa the superpower it should be, where the African currency would be like the dollar, the yen,
the African dinar.
The African dinar, which would have surpassed the Kuwaiti dinar, because what it's backed upon is the natural resources, which are unpriceable. So it would have been crazy, and that's why they killed him. The Arab uprising was a distraction. It's just like George Floyd, a distraction from COVID. It's a distraction that they throw in our face like we're stupid. But those who know. And if you're calling us woke, you must be sleeping, brother.
To say this, not every single person, right? Look, like many people told stories, whether you read the Quran, whether you read the Bible, whatever it is, people told stories, and throughout life, people told stories. Now, if you was to go to one person throughout your entire life and collect only one story, and that person told you that the color red was yellow,
You believe it?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's it. You are going to believe that because that is where your author has told you. Yeah. By going and opening your mind, like for me, listen, my reading's deep, man. I'm in the hieroglyphs. Yeah. Like I'm trying to match shit currently from the Amazon, to Egypt, and try and see where the differences are and where the relative. So certain stuff within it amazes me, because you look and people talk about the Akhenaten, and I'm not going into conspiracy, but whoever they are, when they talk about the Akhenaten, that was someone. Yeah. And
that's okay. I'm from Pleiades. I'm a Pleiadian, so you can go there. You can go there. I know I'm a star child. I know where my energy is born.
Could I just quickly say that my personal opinion on your topic is that everything began in Africa, so therefore everything began culturally black. Yep. In British schools,
thank you, Chef.
Both cultures should be discussed, because there isn't just a Nightingale that was white British. There's also a black Nightingale who done exactly the same thing, and both sides should be discussed in school, because that's where we came from.
Yeah, but Germany's the perfect example of that. Sorry,
and there's not really sides though. There's not sides. The thing is, right, there's not sides to this. This is just actually world history. If you're teaching world history, then you do go back. You do go back to Africa. You do go back to the Asians. You go back to the oldest civilizations. You go back to the Mayans, which have come a bit later. You go to the Aztecs, right? So those are also the old civilizations where we also should be honouring and talking about, where, especially in England, as we know, is very brainwashed. 100%. And to say that nothing existed before the English and the Anglo-Saxons came along in 450 AD. The world is 300,000 years old. 100%. You know, it's not about sides. It's literally just about truth.
It's longer than that, though.
I think it's actually irrefutable that civilization was invented by the black man. That's irrefutable. I mean, civilization. was
See,
invented by the black.
I think civilization was created from a different galaxy. I think they needed something from our planet.
Yes, it was. It was, yeah. We literally, some of us were brought here to inhabit it. So from what okay, let me tell you. So I've talked about a little bit to do with spirituality. Let me tell you something. I'm the host. Let me tell you something for 1 minute, people. 1 minute, people. Let me tell you something. So I was an atheist for over 40 years, okay? And as part of my spiritual awakening, I was waking to things like the Anunnaki and the Pleiades and all of the universes, Tartaria, everything outside of what we think this world is, okay? And as part of this, what I was told was that the Anunnaki came here first, but because the Earth's vibration was so low, they started to get very greedy. This is going to sound familiar, okay? They started to get very greedy because there was a lot of natural resources here, like gold and all of the salt things, right? So they were there. And then the Pleiadians came, which are also the oldest civilization of star people, energy, who came, not people, but, beings who came here to try and raise the vibration of Earth again. But it became then a war. It became a spiritual war. It became an Earth war. And then, of course, you've got the reptilians as well that came as part of it. So it's a lot to do with the star battles and us as in our human form representing our star families, except you also do have real humans who are people like the Anglo-Saxons. They have the real earth energy, which again is in narcissism, is in greed. And that's why when we're talking, it's in a completely different language to what those people are. The Neanderthal is completely different to all of the other
used to
energies.
speak,
telepathically, yes. All of our energy.
We connect with each other.
Astral projection.
Yes.
I'm just logical, you know what I mean? Like, I just can't believe what we're told. It just doesn't make, it never has since I was a little girl.
It's the West. It's the West, unfortunately. It's the West. It's very much because the Western Europeans, right? The Western Europeans knew that they could erase all of this to control us, okay? So when we were in Asia and we were in Africa, we were very much connected to the land and the sea and the sky, right? All of those things. And we were really about who we were as humans, okay, as different types of humans on Earth. But when the Europeans were born only 8,000 years ago in the Caucasus Mountains, they were all cold and miserable and all like, ugh. So then when they started to actually explore the rest of the world, they were like, hold on a minute, these people have got that and they've got that, and why can't I have that? So that's when they started to take, and then they colonized and they erased history. So that's what happened.
The apple didn't fall. It was stubborn.
Okay. Can I add to that, please?
Mm-hmm.
So sorry. One second. Could we hear from her name is Rio, because she's just talking about a load of crap in the comments, like about I'm dating a man from Rwanda, but we know that racist people date outside their race all the time. So what are you talking about?
No, I only mentioned that because they were saying that I said certain things, and anytime I'm on this app, he's usually with me. So I'm just asking what I've said.
I think you're
but no one can tell me that I've said it. No one can tell me what I've said that's bad. I don't understand. Am I not allowed to tell people that my boyfriend's from Rwanda?
You said was bad, yeah? I tell you what you said was bad. You said.
Am I not allowed to tell people?
Hold on. I'll let you say this, yeah. I'll let you say, but let me just say this. You said in the comments, yeah, that because I said to you, your ancestors enslaved my people. You're like, I'm Irish, yeah? But then I said to you, but the Irish people enslaved black people. My mum's maiden name, Myers, is an Irish name, yeah? Okay. And then I said to you, hold on. I then said to you, O'Neill's, the pub, yeah, profited heavily from slavery. What did you say? Oh, but rich black people profited from it too. Typical racist deflection. Now you can say what you got to say.
Everybody,
I'm not arguing about it. Multiple people. I don't know who's echoing. Multiple people.
Go on, multiple people.
I apologize. That was rude. Go ahead.
I'll wait so I can speak civilly.
Go on. Just speak. Why did you mute yourself? Just speak. Why have you muted?
You're trying to control people. That's why. Speak, love. You're able to speak.
Just speak.
I just don't understand why you're talking over me.
Look, man, you've been sitting in the comment section for quite some time. Everybody is speaking over each other. Just get the fuck over it and start talking.
Well said.
Talk.
I've been so respectful. I don't understand why everyone's being so aggressive.
Just
now.
talk.
Because you've come into a debate.
I tried and they started speaking over me.
Just talk.
I was and they started speaking over me. What do you want me to say?
Just talk.
The last word you said was multiple people. Finish your sentence.
Multiple people, like they. I don't even want to say it. You're just going to jump down my throat as soon as I say it. But
nobody's talking over
these
you.
people, man. Just fucking talk.
These people, madam, you invited me up onto the panel.
So I invited everybody, but look at you centering yourself. This is real. This is real basic.
No, I'm
this
sorry,
is such a basic conversation.
I came up and I was literally shutting down the racist guy in the comments. So I don't understand why you're jumping down my throat now.
Ain't nobody jumping down your throat.
The guy who was in the comments saying that everyone needs to go, everyone needs to be deported. I was telling him that he was wrong, and you're mocking it, and you look ridiculous, man.
Thank you very much.
If you don't like the debate, just leave it.
So now you ain't got nothing to say.
I'm speaking, am I not?
Yeah,
no, you're not really saying anything important.
We can hear you, but you're not saying nothing.
There's sound coming out. Yeah, there's sound coming out, but what the hell are you talking about? Like, just answer the question.
Box, I don't understand why you're being so aggressive. I've been nothing
but civil.
Say what you're gonna say. Guys, aggressive.
Your last word in your sentence.
She said I was aggressive.
Oh no.
Yeah, she said I was aggressive.
Your last sentence.
I said
your last word in the
on
sentence
the
was
panel.
multiple people. So
you
finish
got
it.
nothing to say, man. So, the
multiple
fuck you even
people.
Talking about?
Finish your sentence.
Why is it so hard for these people to actually just finish their sentences?
Nothing.
Like literally, we've all been sitting here for God knows however long I've been on this live, and we're talking very civilly. We're talking about loads of different subjects. We talked about loads of things. As soon as we get somebody else up, I haven't even heard the story yet.
I don't understand why you're villain. What have I said that's wrong? I don't understand.
I haven't said anything that you're wrong. Just talk about what somebody said is just repeat what you said.
No, because
nobody said that.
Nobody
said that.
They are.
Look at
speak your piece.
I just don't think
just
you're
say
right.
what you need to say.
I didn't come
say
in.
what you need to say.
Say
what you need to say.
I don't want
say
to
what
talk
you
about
need to
slavery.
say.
I don't want to talk about slavery. There's
Well,
horrible.
then
don't.
Then
don't.
I wasn't.
Talk about something else then. Talk about something else.
Oh dear.
Talk about something else. Talk about
I
something else.
don't understand how I came in here as an advocate, trying to stick up for everyone, saying how wrong it is to kick people out of the country and how immoral it is, and now you're trying to call me racist.
Because
I mentioned that I'm seeing a man from Rwanda.
Who said that? Who said that? Someone else did. But that's
You're spinning some kind of rhetoric. You're spinning some kind of rhetoric.
Who's your? Who's your?
Everyone in the panel. Anyone on the panel.
It's not about
girl.
religion or anything. It's not about religion. It's not about.
I haven't even
spoken yet, man. I haven't even spoken. Why am I?
I was just on the panel. I was on the panel.
What are you trying to say?
Everybody on the panel. Why are you saying everybody on the panel?
What are you trying to say?
The thing is, right, from the comment section, okay, her name, some people are calling you racist, other people aren't calling you racist. I get told I'm racist every single day of the week on this app. You were asked, I click everybody to come up, right, and you decided to click accept to come up here, by the way, and you came up here, someone else has asked you about your question, the things that you've been saying. All you're asked to do is to repeat.
Stop,
Blunt, stop a minute. Just wait a minute. I'm repeating exactly so everybody understands what's going on, right? Some people in the comment section were having conversations with her name. I don't even know what was going on in the comment section. She's decided to come up and talk about what she was talking about with Nate, because I think Nate was also talking. And, we're not privy to the conversation. All you've been asked to do is repeat what you said. That's it. But for some reason, that is upsetting you. Why? It makes no sense.
Because I haven't been asked to repeat. I've been asked to.
Yes, you have.
No, he asked me to elaborate.
You said.
He asked me to elaborate and
go
go
on
further
then.
into it, and I don't want to elaborate because slavery is wrong. We all know slavery is wrong on all parts. So why are you talking about slavery? Because that's what Nate was talking about to me.
No,
Nate started talking to me about slavery.
Oh, actually, no, I was.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a liar like you white people. I was.
Okay.
I was talking about that with you.
Right, but if we want to get on that subject, do you buy coffee?
You what?
Me?
I'm just asking. I'm not sure what her name is. The one that came in.
No, I
That
don't buy coffee.
Her name is Rio.
you
I
don't
don't
buy
drink tea or
coffee.
coffee.
You don't drink tea.
Hiya, can I just ask
Do
a
you eat
question,
chocolate?
please?
Do you eat chocolate?
Not really.
Can
Not
I
into
ask
a
a
man.
question,
What kind of
please?
weird
So you do
questions
eat
you're
chocolate.
asking?
Oh, no,
You
I
come
don't.
up here asking weird questions.
Do you know how
Are
coffee
you
beans
okay?
are
No, I even stopped buying
collected?
makeup, Shell. I even stopped buying makeup to to help the poor kids in the Mika mine. So I don't
It's not.
understand what
Yeah,
you're.
but you're saying you
What's
do
your
eat
point?
chocolate. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to come in and go at people for
What?
racism and stuff, get your like, get
Do
it
you
right.
want you want
What?
some
I haven't called
chocolate?
anyone racist, Shell. What are you talking
I
about?
never said that you did.
You just said
Weird questions.
this woman. Okay, next.
The children that die in them fields getting the cocoa beans is absolutely it's diabolical, and the amount like, yeah.
No, I don't. I don't eat
I
chocolate.
came in this live and we were talking about Abenakis and yeah.
So why are you asking? Why are you asking about coffee?
Because she's come in saying that about like people are being
Saying
racist
what?
in the comments
Oh,
and
Saying
stuff.
what?
Why don't you
This
say
I
reminds
told,
things
this
out
I
reminds me of
told
loud?
the
that Paul
guy.
Ryan script.
I said to a
What are
guy in
you
the
This
trying?
reminds
What
me
are
of
you
that
trying
Paul
to?
Ryan script. You know
What are you trying to
you know
get
when
at?
Brother
What are
Murray
you trying
asks
to get
somebody,
at?
girl.
"Do you buy Jaffa cakes?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, I do buy Jaffa cakes." He goes, that must mean your dad's a Zionist." This reminds me of that script. That's exactly what's going on here. It's
Well,
exactly what's going on here.
well,
I think we're going to She's
I
coming
eat
in talking about
Haribo's.
slavery. That's what she's
So
coming
let's
about.
go
Talking
there.
about
No, I didn't
slavery.
talk about
Where
slavery, Shell. Nate asked
children
me
are
about
still being
slavery.
enslaved
I didn't
on a
mention
daily.
slavery.
On a daily. You did. That's what you
Ma'am,
came
go
in
wash your
going on
hair.
about.
Go wash your hair, ma'am. I didn't mention
Like,
slavery. Nate did.
Yeah,
this
but
lad
Ladies and
that came
gentlemen,
into
this
your
is what we call
life.
white on
but you
white crime.
deflected. You
I told you
deflected
it was
and
a
said,
thing.
yeah, but rich black people profited off slavery too.
No, everyone, because lots of anyone who was rich at that point, anyone who owned slaves at that point, profited from slavery. I'm not saying that white people weren't the majority of them. They definitely were, and that's wrong.
All right, let's
I
get
don't
to the nitty
advocate that.
gritty because the initial question was, yeah, what? Because you said, "Oh, I'm not racist. Why am I being attacked?" So I asked you, "What are you doing to counteract it?" Yeah, because your ancestors did stuff. Then you was like, "No, I'm Irish." Then I said to you, "Irish people enslaved black people," and I also gave you a corporation that's still around today, an Irish one, which is O'Neill's, that profited from slavery. And I asked you, "What are you doing to counteract it?" All
I've
now we
never
can't hear
heard of that.
nothing. All,
And
I've
then
all I've
never
let's
heard
heard
not
of
is,
that
forget
part.
"I'm
that
seeing
you'd
a
all
Rwandan."
jumped on her. Don't forget that part. You all jumped on her and you did not give her time to talk. You all jumped on her and bullied her, and especially you big hairy ass men in the boxes. You should be ashamed of
Leave
yourself
it
But we're
about
telling
alright.
her
I'll
to
whitey this
talk.
and
apologise if
whitey
I
We're
that.
came
telling her to
across
You should
like
be
talk.
that.
ashamed of
We're
yourself.
telling her to talk.
Nobody never jumped
No,
on
you
her.
you all
Excuse
jumped
me,
on her.
everybody.
But
Excuse me, everybody. Let us actually recap exactly what happened.
We was
Her
here, we
name was
seen it and we
Shah,
heard it. All
please.
of the men in the
Shah,
boxes
please.
jumped on her.
Shah,
It's
please.
disgusting.
Shah, please. Shah, please. Her name was Rio, was asked multiple times, and there was many spaces of opportunity for her to speak. Many times.
Maybe
There
she
was
felt,
many.
maybe
Shah,
she
you're
felt
talking.
uncomfortable.
Shah,
Maybe she
Shah,
felt
you're talking.
uncomfortable because of
Okay,
the
maybe
likes
she
of
did.
this
Oh,
called
well,
a
maybe my
racist when you
ancestors
say
before
it
100 years
anyway.
Okay,
felt
I'm trying to
uncomfortable when your men
explain.
was raping them.
Host,
Okay,
Muppet.
could
let's
you please
all,
explain how
please.
beforehand I was saying how we need to
I
not
hope your
massacre
account gets
people
took down for that word
and
that
how
you
it's
just said about grapes. I hope your
I was
account
Okay,
gets took
listen,
down.
I
listen.
was
There
literally
was
saying how
plenty
we
of
What?
can't mass deport
opportunity.
people in the
Nobody
comments.
never mentioned grape. But
Yes,
you
Okay,
want
they
us
there
to
did,
bring?
was
You
there
darling.
want?
was a
You want us
lot
to
of
bring up
there was a
that?
lot of space. Okay, wait a minute, people. There was a lot of space for her name to continue. I would asked her, we'd all asked her many times to continue, but then she was unfortunately in her feelings at that moment. Okay, this is what happens sometimes. Is yes, some people do get in their feelings, but she was also given space to respond to Nate. She was given plenty of time to respond to Nate.
I
Okay,
didn't
so
respond to
we're
Nate.
also
Okay, so
yeah,
then if you
exactly,
want to
exactly.
ask
So
her
then you'd said,
questions, if you want to ask her
so
questions now
Shah,
and
what
no one
also
interrupts
followed,
her, maybe she
share
might feel
what.
comfortable me
That's
talking
exactly
to
what
you.
happened. I did,
No, it
Shah. If
wasn't.
you'd
They all jumped
listened,
on her.
if you'd listened, no,
I
because I
have
did say
listened.
if you didn't want to answer, which is exactly what I said to her name. I said if you don't want to answer that, you can answer something else or talk about something else. That's exactly what I said clearly. And then there was a moment of silence. Right? That's exactly what had happened.
Because I wasn't sure what you wanted me to talk about.
I would
Because
like to
obviously
know.
Nate addressed me with a question, and I wanted to answer the question. I just didn't want to be interrupted by other people on the panel. So that was my main reason for waiting and stopping, because I wanted to make sure I could say what I wanted to say.
Cool.
Right,
And that's it.
Nate, you also said something that I think it's really unfair. We should not be held accountable for the sins of our forefathers. Unfortunately, many people think that slavery started with the colonial power coming to Africa, Asia. Even before that,
Who thinks
slavery had
that?
always existed.
Who's that? I literally said, you haven't been on my line. Slave, you've called yourself slave. Interesting. I talk many times on my platform that slavery goes back to 3,500 BC
No,
in
I'm not talking
Mesopotamia,
about you.
modern day Iraq. Who are you talking about here? No one said that it
No,
started
no,
with us.
I'm not.
Nobody
I'm not talking
here
about
has
you,
said it. Who are you talking
Nate,
about
Nate,
then?
No,
He
no,
never
Nate
said
is
that.
asking.
What did I
no,
say?
Nate was. No, you were asking the lady, what did she do to repair the damage? That was your initial question.
Which
She's
is
not
a valid
responsible for
question
that.
to ask. It's a valid
No.
question to ask any white person from Western Europe about what they are going to do to make sure that the cycle is not repeated. It is a very valid question because nobody, I'm sure, in modern day world wants the barbarity of the worst thing to ever happen to humanity to happen again. Okay, all we're doing is making sure that it does not happen again. And then when you do have certain Western Europeans and say, well, I didn't, it is defensiveness. But then of course Nate is saying, well, actually your people did have some involvement there. You did have some involvement. That's all he's saying, is that you do have involvement in there somewhere. And we say the same thing to English people. Yeah, and it still happens today in terms of modern slavery. So things have not changed. We're talking about America. Thank you, Hermit Sabian. Concentration camps are still being built. In the UK, they are talking about bringing back concentration camps. And also there's already been forms of detainment already in the UK for immigration. All this is making sure that any white Western European knows the full history of something so that they can actually defend it correctly. That is all anyone is saying. No one's saying anyone today is responsible. You can't be responsible for things that happened in the past. It is all about acknowledgement and making sure that the future is different and the past is not repeated. That is it.
100%. I 100% get you, Fox. I just want to make the point though.
So what's he saying? What's he saying now?
The cycle hasn't started with them. So
who said that? Nobody said that. Nobody said that.
But I do think it is up to people that look like me to make a very hard effort to make sure that this doesn't happen again. It is up to me. I have three daughters, and I make it very clear to my oldest, who is at school, that she isn't to not play with someone because of the way they look. She, there's a little girl who lives across the road. I'm pretty sure her mum's Muslim. I don't have proof, but she wears a headdress and stuff, and that's my daughter's best friend over the road, and I'm not going to tell her to not play with her because of anything. Like, that's her best friend. And I have actively cut people off in my past. People that I called friends, I've cut them off for calling the corner shop the P word shop. I think more people need to do that. I'm not saying, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not perfect, but I think more people need to do that.
Sorry, but can I just also say a lot of people were saying that I'm racist in the comment due to posts I've put on my TikTok. Would anybody be able to go and have a look and explain why them 3 posts are racist? I would like to know. Thank you.
Could you explain the post? Because I can't actually go onto your page whilst I'm on the live. So could you just explain?
Yep, of course I can. One of them is regarding Henry.
God rest his soul.
Would you just have a look? Because I'm not 100% sure this is a newish account.
So you've put posts up that you don't know anything about, but you want us to look at it to tell you that you're not racist.
I do know. I'm saying if you go and just rephrase me of what posts I put on there, there's 3. I'm willing to answer any questions you have for me.
Can I just
look at Charge, you want.
It's okay, the host is going to have a little look for me.
Just look.
Let me see as well.
I'll be your social media manager if you want, Jar.
No, it's fine. The host is going to look. That's absolutely fine. Thank you.
Yeah, anyone can go and have a look. But I'll have a look as well.
Yeah, you can all look. It's fine.
No, but do you know what? Do you know what, Shah? Do you know what, Shah? I will say this.
Hold
I
on,
will
can
say.
one person talk at a time because it's a little bit
I'm
hard to hear.
trying.
I
It's
will
the
say
first
this to you,
repost
Shah.
about two-tier policing.
I will say this to you,
You've
Shah.
got your
yeah?
first.
Go for it.
Okay, let me share it with the people. I'll share it with the people as well. So for those, so this is her profile. So we'll go through each one of her 3 posts. So the first one is her using the Black Lives Matter fist and her justice for Henry Novak, and it's got the song. Rise up.
It was a Chinese communist fist.
Yeah,
first,
so
guys.
this
It was
is.
a Chinese
It
communist
actually
fist.
wasn't. It actually wasn't. But let's continue with the next post.
That's fine.
I might be wrong.
Can I just explain the first one?
Joking.
No, you don't need to explain because we're
Okay, no
going to use our
problem.
perception. Yeah,
Yep,
so this
that's
is the second
absolutely
one.
fine.
It's just like some slides of London.
But hold on, we asked you to explain before and you
Next
couldn't
one.
explain.
No, I've just been
The
told.
next one.
No, but I
The next
couldn't
one
explain what
is
post they was because
Arsenal
the lady's showing you
and
now
people
anyway.
just really enjoying
Having
Arsenal
fun.
winning.
All
And that's it. That's all your profiles.
Okay, so where is the
who's saying that you're
racism?
racist? Who said you're racist? You've got no comments. No
Yes,
one's
there was
looking at
lots
your
of comments
page.
saying that I'm racist if you just go and look at my 3 posts.
There's no comments on there,
comments on
Shah.
your page.
No, the comments in your comments.
Your repost.
Not on my
Okay,
post.
your repost.
Yes.
Your reposts. Okay.
No, the comments was on this live now was stating that I'm racist if they go and look at the 3 posts. So I'm just saying, where in any of them 3 posts
So
could
what are
you
you trying
label
to
me
show?
as a racist?
Henry, something about Henry. Okay, whatever.
Right, so because I mentioned Henry
Yeah,
and
so
was
what are you
sad
actually
that-
trying to show?
Sorry, do you want to talk?
What do you mean? I don't know what we're supposed to be seeing
What's
there.
your point?
No, my point is that people in the comments were saying that the 3 posts indicate that
No,
I am
what's your
racist. So
point?
I'm asked in the panel, could you go on there and explain to me what part of them 3 posts do you find offensive or do you find that I'm a racist?
I'll ask you one question. Do you believe that there's 2-tier policing?
No, I don't believe that there's 2-tier policing.
Okay. That's not what you reposted, just.
And what was the part
Yeah.
where I reposted that there was 2-tier policing?
On the caption of one of your reposts, it
Right.
talks about 2-tier policing.
Was that just a repost that I had shared? Maybe
Yeah.
it was something in that I liked. It doesn't necessarily mean that the wording, what was used on that repost, that I agree with. There's certain things that I agree with and certain things that I don't agree with. Any more questions?
Shah, can I ask you a question?
Of
Shah,
course you
I ask
can.
you a
One at a
question?
time. Yep, of course you can.
Yeah, Shah, if I could just ask you a question. If I reposted something that had the 9/11 going on in the background, but I just like somebody's sofas in there, is that okay?
Well, no.
Well, why not? According to you,
Well,
it is.
why would I post about something like that
According
and
to
then
you,
a
it is, isn't it?
sofa?
According to your logic, I'm allowed to, ain't I? Because I might have liked something in the
You
post.
can
just
po-
like you.
do you know what? To be truthful, anybody can post what they want to
Well,
post.
that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I mean, if you agree with Anjum and that lot, that's fair enough. I'm
Yeah,
with you.
that's fine. Next question.
Shah,
Yeah.
Shah. How long have you been on TikTok for?
I've been on TikTok for quite a while, but then that account is actually quite a new account. I've only posted 3 things recently, but I have been on TikTok for
What other-
maybe 3 years.
Yeah. 3 years. What other kind of like activist or political situations have you felt quite empowered or quite vocal towards or have felt something towards?
I feel something towards anything that goes on bad. All the protests and things like that where they're doing whatever toward the house and some things, I don't agree with that. I think we should all come together. We are all people. We all go the same way. Racism needs to end. There is no need for it.
Which houses are you talking about when you say things are happening to houses? Which ones?
In Ireland, setting
No,
fire
I
to the
said
houses.
recently. So you said that you've got 3 years on social media. That was only
Yep.
this week or like 2 days ago. Before
Yep.
then and before Henry, what
Yep.
kind of stuff was getting you like, oh, this is
I
crap
did
or
actually
something?
go to a couple of the protests regarding the hotels, and that was only because I had seen and heard with my own eyes what had been going on in the hotel where I live. It was right near nurseries and schools, so I did feel a big part of that, and that I had to go out to protect our children because there was so many criminal offences that was committed by this hotel that my duty to look after not just only white children, but all children was to go out and let up my voice be heard for what I had seen and I had heard.
How old are you, Shah?
Shah, did you
I
ever
am
turn up
42.
at
1 minute,
ABC?
I'm asking. You're 42, okay? So
That's
the same
correct.
age as me. You and
Yep.
I are the same age. Like, what I'm trying to get at is what has actually been sort of something that you felt passionate towards before the last sort of 3 or 4 years, where the media have told you to
Knife
focus on
crime.
these
I
things.
feel very passionate about knife crime. I've done a lot of marches in Hackney regarding black children using knives on their own. I've done marches for that. Yeah, mine's just for but basically anything that involves any child and their life sort of, I want it to be a better place for our children, for all of us. But for our children, we are all sitting, we are all arguing, we are all bringing up the past. I know it's a big thing and people are going to bring up the past, but we need to concentrate on what is going on today.
If you're
Fox, let
when
me
you're
ask
at the
her a question.
marches, though, yeah, if you're at the marches, what kind of activation, what kind of activism do you hear around you? Like, what are you hearing?
Right,
Yeah, what
I
are
go
you
on the
hearing around
marches,
you that they want to change things? How are
right,
things going to change?
I don't shout out all Tommy Robinson and all that. If I go to any marches, I go there for my own. What I believe in. A lot of the marches that you go on nowadays, they shout out Tommy Robinson, which is absolutely ridiculous.
So you're not going to the marches that actually are for knife crime. You're going to the right-wing marches, because if you're actually on sharp,
no, definitely
please.
not.
Sharp,
that's fine.
Please. I'm very experienced when it comes to protest.
That's fine.
Very experienced. And it is the people who actually have the signs up that say no more knife crime or stop racism or, you know, we need our city safer or our streets safer. Those are the protests. It's not shouting Tommy. Because why are you at a knife crime talking about Tommy? What's Tommy got anything to do with that?
A lot of the protests, I'll just explain to you what protests I go to and what protests I have been to.
Well, unfortunately, you're at the wrong one, Shah.
A lot of the protests, no, I'm not, this is what I'm trying to explain to you. A lot of the protests that I see on live, like when they're going to the one where Henry was unalived and you've got a group of people shouting out, oh, Tommy Robinson. It's nothing to do with Tommy Robinson. This is about a boy. That's what I'm trying to explain.
Okay, but what you said was that you've been on marches for knife crime, but then you're saying that people are shouting about
no,
Tommy
not
Robinson.
at the knife crime. No, I've not
been.
That's what I'm seeing, is what I'm saying to you. When you're seeing these protests and they're going on these protests shouting out Tommy Robinson, but really it's to save the children and save the women. This is what I'm trying to say to you. There's no need to be shouting out Tommy Robinson.
Yeah, but I didn't mention Tommy. Like, nobody did. You did.
No,
and
but
I'm asking you questions.
Yes, but we was mentioned.
Questions.
We was mentioned protest.
1 minute. Shah, I'm asking you about what you see and what messaging you
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I see. I see
but
people chanting Tommy Robinson's at protests where they shouldn't be.
Okay, let me ask you the question again, because what I was asking about is actually the message. Like, how are people trying to solve the problem of knife crime, even though it actually is reducing and it's been the lowest rate in London for many years? So what kind of activism or plans do you hear around you, not to do with Tommy? What are the activists actually saying?
Well, around me, we had a protest for schools. Which was basically mums all coming together because there was a lot of robbing, a lot of knife crime and whatnot with young students. We actually did a march for that. Wanted to see more police presence outside of the schools and obviously keep the children safe. Then, like I said, we did a couple of marches in Hackney regarding black children unaliving black children. They're the marches that I've actually been present at. Sorry, hold on.
Yeah, but in terms of actually when you march, because you've been to quite a few marches, it seems like, do you know how many marches you've been to? Shah, do you know how many marches you've been to? Oh, she's on mute. Shah, hello. No. Has anyone else here been on protests or marches or anything like that? Because I mean, I call them protests. I don't really call them marches, but I've been to quite a few protests. And like I said, like I know the banners that we're holding up, which is about socialism. It's about, getting rid of the royal family. It is about making sure that there's a better distribution of wealth. Yeah, okay, thank you, Shah. What else are the most recent ones?
But hold on, Fox, yeah? They talk about it's all about saving the kids, yeah? They're going on protest to save the kids. But what about the two homosexual men that adopted the child and bust his lip and raped him and do all of that? Where's the march for that? Huh? Where was the march for that?
Nobody knows.
The police officer that raped the young child.
Also are for the 3 boys who just got away with raping those teenage girls as well. We don't know where those marches are.
I just posted about that yesterday.
Or Alina Burns.
I think, do you know what, the thing
they
that
only want to save children from black and brown people, even though black and brown people aren't really a threat to white kids. And this is really unfortunate, because if you do care about children, you would be fighting so much harder for protection from children, even in your own homes, because we know a massive percentage of the problem is fathers doing stuff to their daughters, doing stuff to their wives. We know this. We've seen it, and it's also in statistics. It is a massive problem. And if you're not wanting to actually look at the problem as to how you will change the the minds of men and to make sure that they're actually better, that's what you'd be focusing on. Because look at the backlash of when we saw adolescents on TV. What was the backlash? It would never be a white boy who's done that. Excuse me? We see it all the time. You boys are doing it. You boys are doing it. Like, hello, James Bulger. Hello. The biggest case that literally Terry Venables, right? We have these cases all of the time where white boys are doing these things.
Don't forget the 2 that stole the little 3-year-old from the train station. It does happen all the time. It does happen all the time. Horrible, disgusting acts.
However, it doesn't happen, then how can you fix something? If you're like this, how do you expect the problem to stop? It will not stop. You have to be honest and accept things that have happened. Mazzy, I am just going to drop
Shell what she meant by civil war is needed.
Say that again?
Like, Shell, what did you mean by civil war is needed?
Civil war is needed. Like, we need some stand in the country. It's completely and utterly out of control. People are fighting because you're a different colour. Like, people are fighting over religion. It's just an absolute mess. It's not just...
So you think civil war is the right answer?
I don't think there is a right answer. I don't think there is a right or a wrong answer. But
I think we would all agree,
I do think that a stand needs to be took, and it's not like we're talking about people that have been unalived. Like you've just said, that young lad in Ireland, like he was white, and then you've got Floyd, he was black. It's not about colour. This is a lot bigger than just race. Yeah.
Can we all agree on this panel that the people in charge of the problem, not like everyday, don't get me wrong, everyday citizens are an issue. There are the oddball in society, but the main issue is the government, the elites. And I don't understand why we can't all just stand together and realise that they're the issue. They've divided us against each other because we're easier to maintain that way. You guys have seen A Bug's Life, right? You know, that big box.
Yes.
Grasshoppers in there. Yeah. The ants, there's more ants than there is grasshoppers.
Yeah, and they're like, as soon as they realise that there's more of them combined, we're doomed. We need to realise that, guys. We are a team. We are against them. We need to stop going against each other. Deport them all. No, we're not doing that because we need them here. What are you talking about?
I'm glad you admitted. Because there's a lot of white people that won't admit that.
I want to just bring something to everybody's attention, because we talked about this the other day, and just because we did bring up Shah's profile just a minute ago. So this is not to come at you, Shah, but this is just a little bit of history about the fist. Okay, so the fist actually has, of course, been a long-standing movement for revolution. Okay, long-standing movement. It goes back way back when. But the problem is actually the imagery used itself. So you see that there's various fists, okay? So there's a solidarity one, 1970s, civil liberties. The painted power fist actually came from the left, which is actually black empowerment movement. There is a fist in the rose, there's feminism. This is to do with Ukrainian stuff. There's something other, blah, blah. But the one you guys are using is this one. And can you read it? It's white power used by white nationalists and white supremacists, popularized by the band Screwdriver. It is about white power. That is what's actually the fist behind Henry's head. And this is why it is a problem, because this fist and the design was taken by black power, but it has been used by white supremacy behind Henry Novak's head. Okay, so even if you are reposting stuff, please do check to see what you're actually reposting, because Henry is actually being used by white supremacy, and I don't think you guys actually understand this. Henry being used in this way is not because people care about Henry, it's because they were actually using it to push this idea of massive racism against white people, because they are weaponizing that it was a brown man in Vikram Digwa that unalived.
Well, I read a thing the other day that said Henry would have had a 50% more chance of living if the police didn't drag him across the gravel.
How would they know?
It was them dragging him across the gravel that tore open multiple veins. So people need to go at the police rather than. Don't get me wrong, Vikram's nasty for what he did, vile evil person. But then I was seeing posts on Facebook saying that he'd been sugar watered, and I don't agree with that either, because it's just more violence. You're promoting more violence. We need to stop saying, "Oh yeah, let's boil the kettle again." That's not good.
There's a lot. Okay, so you guys, some of you were here the last couple of days. We actually had somebody who was actually inside the courtroom for the Vikram Digwa and Henry Nowak case. There was a lot of Vikram, and this is not defending Vikram, but just if you believe in democracy, you should believe that there are always two sides to every story, right? The only side was heard, that was Henry's side. The only side that was heard. The things
I've always
that have come
said
out,
three sides.
yeah, three.
Sorry.
There are three sides, exactly. So it is for everybody to understand that if you want to live in a democracy, is that you should also go and do your own research, go and read things. I spent days reading newspaper reports, the judge's final sentencing, and we did have a lovely lady come along talk about what actually happened inside the courtroom. The fact of the matter is, and the things is like I've said, is that Henry was the instigator, which he was. He was the person who started filming. There was a claim, of course, of racism. But the thing is, how the court have weaponized this has said that Vikram was lying. But there's no proof to say he was lying, because if it's not on video, you can't say someone is lying. We talk about being called racist things all the time. Well, we don't have video proof. Sometimes things happen, so you can't call someone a liar. You just have to say that there's no proof of that, okay? No evidence. But the fact is that Henry started filming. It is in evidence that he was filming him and he was antagonizing him. This is on video. He's saying, I'm a bad man. You're a bad man. Go on, you're a bad man, right? And there was other things. And in the court, certain video was cut. Okay, it was cut. Not everything was got to see by the public gallery. Some things were seen by the jury and some things were seen by the judge. So it was not a fair case, first of all. Okay, it was not a fair case. That's why it's up to everybody to please use critical thinking skills. This is not about saying that Vikram shouldn't be in prison. Of course he should. He's poked somebody and somebody ended up unalive, right? He's in prison. He's doing his time. But if you believe in justice, you have to look at the whole big picture and understand why somebody like Henry is now being weaponized by the right. Okay, this is about the whole big picture. Henry was the instigator, he was the antagonizer, and he unfortunately met a consequence. This is for everybody to know now in 2026. Don't go up on people. If you see them have got a weapon or they've got something, why on earth would you start filming them and challenging them? Like, why would you even do that? I would not be doing it. I'm sure everybody here would not be doing the same thing.
He did challenge it. Did he deserve what he got?
Henry must have felt some kind of security, because, of course, if you know anything about Sikh people, you know that they're the most peaceful people, except for Buddhists, right? Or along with Buddhists, they're the most peaceful people. So he probably felt that I can film him because he comes from a peaceful people, right? But then the fact he started antagonizing him, it's like, don't do that. And don't think that because you think a group of people is peaceful, that they're not going to come around and say something to you or even act physically towards you, okay? So then this whole case is supposed to be a warning for white people, is don't just say that, oh, this means that Henry deserves to be unalived. Of course it fucking doesn't. And it's very annoying that you guys automatically go there in your mindset. It's not about that. It is, if you believe in justice and a justice system, know that this is the same justice system that is also, that also may represent you in the future. And if you start saying, oh, this justice was unfair, it's because you've literally just allowed a court case to happen that was so biased. You need to go and read the course notes. I've showed this, and actually I'll do it right now for everybody here. Okay, since we're on this subject again, is you can see for yourself the difference in the way it's written. Okay, so then you can tell me yourself if you think that this is biased or unbiased. Okay, so I'm going to get up the notes for the Henry Novak and Vikram Digwa case, and I'm also going to get the notes up for the Chaz Corrigan case, which of course you guys know he had 20 years, right? So just a year more in his sentencing, right? Chaz has got 1 more year. So where is this gone? Why is it not? Here we go. Sentencing. Okay, so let me show you first of all the sentencing remarks from Judge Dexter Diaz from the Chaz Corrigan case. Okay, so you can see it for yourself here. How it's addressed in the Crown Court sitting in Cambridge, Rex versus Chaz Corrigan. Okay, so it goes down to say the facts. It lays out the facts. Okay. Mohammed Al Ghassim was a student from Saudi Arabia. He came to Cambridge and studied. On the evening of 1st of August, he was heading back. Okay, so this is definitely straight away about the case, right? Everybody sees and understands. He met some friends. At first, this man asked the group something, exchange, right? So it's straight away about the case. You guys can read that. You can see the link. I haven't edited anything. This is from the judiciary, okay? Chaz Corrigan remarks, right? Go down to next section. Talks about the conviction, right? So this is exactly what the court decided, that he was going to get this amount of time, how old he was, etc. They then talk about the documents that they considered. The judge has considered all documents from the parties, right? And then that's his opinions there. Talks about legal framework, right? Then it goes down to the next one, next part. You see, it's very technical how it's all written, right? It looks like an official law document. Talks about its findings. Talks about the aggravating factors, okay? Right, so this is 10 pages. It goes on and on. It talks about some other people that were also intimidated by Chaz Corrigan, okay? It talks about his intoxication, talks about mitigating factors, everything. Now let me show you the Dikwa, I keep calling him that, the Henry Novak and Vikram Digwa case, okay? It's already addressed by the judiciary, England and Wales, addressed by the judge, and then it talks about it being the King versus Vikram Singh Digwa. And this is actually written as if they're talking to Vikram in the court. So you're reading it now as if you were there in the court. So this is about stand up, please. Henry Novak passed away on this. It talks about how Henry was a much loved, kind, hard-working, young, ambitious man. He says, next paragraph, you, Vikram Digwa, murdered him. By doing so, you robbed him of all those he loved. Next paragraph, you are 23. You were 22 and you had no previous convictions. So for those people who think that Vikram Digwa had previous convictions, he had not. The judge is saying he had not. Then it goes on for another 5 paragraphs, giving a character reference for Henry Novak. 5 paragraphs. 1 from his father, 1 from his mother, 1 from his sister, big one from his sister, 1 from his stepfather. Where are we talking about the case here, guys? Are we talking about the case? Not yet, no. 1 from his stepmother. Now it comes down. So paragraph 9, we start talking about what actually happened in the case. It goes on to say about how he was walking back to university accommodation after an evening out and the route. It says Henry was not drunk, but may have been a little affected by the small amount of alcohol he had consumed. Does that sound biased or unbiased to you? In the court, his friends had said it only takes him 1 or 2 beers to get drunk. Does this sound like an unbiased situation if it says Henry was not drunk, but may have been affected by a little of the small alcohol he had consumed over the previous few hours, right? Some of us here, I know it only takes 1 drink to get drunk, right? It also says he was not a regular drinker and did not generally drink to excess. He doesn't know this. The judge does not know this. By people's testimonials, you cannot say what is fact and what is fiction. If we are defending our friends, we can make up stuff all the time, right? So then it goes on. It goes on, it goes on, it goes on. The most interesting part of this, right, is this part here. We go down and it says about, where is it? Let me find the paragraph. Hold on. It is about, you'll see, sorry, one bit, about the community, what the judge mentions, right? So like I've said, the other cases, and all you need to do is look at other cases to see how differently they're written. This is paragraph 25. It says, in addition to unaliving Henry and the irreparable harm to those close to him, you have also caused real suffering to others who knew him. You have brought shame upon your family, your community, and your religion. Where is it the judge's position to actually make comment about somebody's religion? It is not. He is supposed to be an unbiased person who is just presenting the facts. He's not doing that, okay? Your actions have stirred up racial tension in Southampton and across the country, which have made Sikhs worried about their own safety, even though they have done absolutely nothing wrong. These sentencing remarks were released the same day as the conviction, the same day as the protests. This was not written retrospectively, okay? In the courts, we were told by people inside the courts that Vikram was not given any chance to give any testimony. His side of the story was not heard. The journalists have written things. They've written, of course, that he was the instigator, which is what I read myself. I've read all of these parts, but they have not given any sort of want to hear the other side of the story. The things that I've heard now from jury members is that, again, Henry was the instigator and Vikram Digra did the wrong thing. He chose wrong. What he did, he poked Henry in the back of the legs because Henry was pursuing him, right? He chose wrong. By drawing a weapon on someone, that is wrong. Don't do that. But what Vikram had said is that he felt because Sikhs and Muslims were already under attack, which they are in the UK, they're getting raped, they're getting unalived, and people are filming them. Is that happening in the UK, yes or no? Is that happening in the UK, yes or no? Are English people raping and unaliving Sikh and Muslims in the UK right now? Yes. And that's what Vikram Digra had in his head. He said, oh my God, I'm actually going to be in the same situation. So he felt in his mind it was self-defense, right? They ended up in a struggle. So that actually, this is when Digra snatched his phone because he was saying, I am a bad man. Like, I'm literally, you're coming for me, I'm going to come for you. And in his testimony, which we can't say which is true or not, he said that he didn't realize that that Henry was poked in the chest. He said he didn't realize that. He said he did do it in the back of his legs to disable him. That's what he's admitted to. He said he didn't realize it was around here. His turban was punched off and his hair came out, which then got caught up in the knife. This is his testimony and not my opinion. This is in his testimony, okay? And when he started filming, he was filming Henry because that's when he told his brother. His brother actually was waiting for him in the car. Vikram had said, I'm going to my car. I just want to get to my car. That's why his brother got there very quickly and they lived in the area. That's why everybody was there quite quickly. Vikram had said he started filming because he didn't want Henry to go anywhere. He needed it for his own proof and own testimony. That's why he was filming. I thought I had read him taunting him. He actually wasn't. He was just filming him and making sure that he didn't get away. And he was going to admit what he did. But the thing is, he never admitted to his family what he did. He never admitted to his brother, that what he did. That's why his brother didn't say anything on the phone. His mother, of course, found out, and that's when she took the weapon and put it inside the house. Then, of course, when they did the search warrant, that's when they actually discovered all of the weaponry in the house. Okay, so this is what you need to do, is you need to look at the full situation and the full story. This is not excusing Vikram. He chose wrong that day. He did a terrible thing that day. He shouldn't have poked him at all on that day. But if you are in that situation where you're being antagonized by somebody, do fight back. You have to fight back because we were very aware of fight back, but don't use a weapon, because the system in the UK is two-tier, but it's two-tier against black and brown people. Black and brown people will not get a defense to say it's self-defense. And you're always going to lose if you have an unarmed white boy, which Henry was. He was unarmed. So there's no way you should have ever pulled out a pokey on him. You shouldn't have done that. Vikram did a stupid thing by doing that. You shouldn't have done that. But you're not going to get a fair trial even if you are black and brown in that situation. So this whole thing is supposed to be a story to help you understand how you're supposed to behave, you know, from all sides of the story, all sides. And you can go to my YouTube channel as well, because I've got a lot more commentary about it. And also, like when I said the lady who actually mentioned it, who was in the court, she's also in some of those TikToks as well. So does anyone have any questions on it, or anything people want to add, things that were surprising, anything?
I